Kyle, what are you eyes? Lindsay, stop trolling Carl with your zebra outfit. And Sierra, old Karma Brown, you are my ambassador of Kwong, girl. I love you. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
You took my thing.
Oh, no.
Listen, I mean, I usually ask you what your 3 things are, but mine is dives as deep as the maniacal strategy it takes to weaponize a zebra 2-piece.
Oh, no, that's okay. We can
No, but
both
I'm just
get in
saying,
on
you
it.
know, we both went for the zebra take, but it was so good, which also lands something ain't right over here. Like Lindsay's good. Lindsay's, I think, very bored right now or something because you don't go for Carl twice in one. Is this the same weekend or this is a new weekend?
Oh, no, it's the same
it's the same
weekend.
weekend.
Because we open up
Okay.
this episode
On
with them still at the
Friday.
restaurant,
Yeah.
and Sierra's like, let's go out.
Okay, yeah. That's true.
But I loved the homage to Wesley Stripes.
So did I. You know, Wesley
Yeah.
Stripes has an Instagram page.
I saw that.
It only has like 1,000 something followers.
Did you
and I
see
think it's hilarious.
Paige wearing zebra boots a couple of days ago on her Instagram, and then Carl tagged Wesley Stripes?
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's pretty
It's so
cute.
funny.
Yeah.
Karma
I love their
Brown, I
relationship.
just love, yeah.
Do we just dive right in?
Yeah,
Dive right in.
Okay, great. It's Friday night dinner. We're leaving. We go out, and everyone gets back home to the house after a fun night out. And Ben is literally,
That's my first note.
it's my first note in all
He is
caps.
carrying Amanda to the door. I assume like up here carrying her.
She like is in like a little ball.
fetal
and he's got
position.
all of her. No.
They totally No? Anybody?
No, I'm with you.
Whether they've gone all the way or not, they want to so badly.
It's both. I think they
Both of
have
them
and they
are
want to
ju-
go
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
They want to go round 2.
Very quickly after it seems like they were having a lovely night, they come in, Kyle's DJing, everyone's laughing, having a good time. Everything goes off the rails from
Yeah.
jump. And it's wild because Kyle's always asking Amanda to like stay up late and have fun, and here's a night that she's doing it. And because Kyle feels left out,
Yeah.
he needs to cause a massive problem.
Oh my God.
So as soon as they all go outside and they're hanging out by the pool, Amanda's being very cheeky, asking people about, sex, which I love these conversations.
To which she said, "Do you choke people during sex?"
Yes, to Ben. She asked that to Ben.
Sex conversations are good, great, and whatever. But like the fact that she's having this conversation with this guy, I was just trying to think of like if everyone in the house was kind of joking about how like this guy and I want to get it on, like I'm just thinking like if Mike were to overhear, like it's just so like they should not.
It's tacky.
They get rid of your dude and then do this. Like it's just it's everything is just very much tinkering on the line of like everyone's uncomfortable here. Like this is
So
this
I
sucks.
can't remember. I think it was actually Ben later on in the episode being like, Amanda likes to push Kyle's buttons, and then he explodes.
Dude.
And I'm like I go back to that thing that she was saying, like, do you like to choke people during sex? Like, she knows he's right there.
Yeah.
She knows he's listening.
Yeah.
She's putting the nail in this coffin.
No.
Like it's
she
her
is.
full time job.
I think
that
the
he's
nail's
been-
already in the coffin,
Oh,
and she's
yeah.
like
And
picking
she's-
out her funeral dress.
Okay, that
Yeah.
too.
But like
Midriff bearing.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny that he said that because then it made me think of like
crack up.
how hard he went after Bailey for like cracking a joke. Amanda, you wouldn't last 2 seconds with this
2
dude. Like he cannot
seconds.
take it. Like the fact that he's the one that says she's always pushing his buttons. I've never heard anybody else say that. I personally think that, but I think it's in a different way. I don't think it's like the normal button pushing that like is like real pestering,
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny that I think that Ben has a very high expectation of how people talk to him. And because like after 10 years, I've never heard anyone say that Amanda pushes Kyle's buttons. And for it to be the first, like one of the first things he says about them as a
In regards
couple,
to their
you know?
relationship,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
Almost
also
in defense of Kyle.
Yeah.
it was also really annoying because every example that they used was 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't that bad. This is what I think happened. She had it up to her eyeballs with his antics.
Yeah.
And that summer it all came out. And then last summer they had a good summer, and he was like, I'm coming into the house this year wanting to be the best husband I can be. Can I fill up your Stanley Cup? Let's, have a good time on the drive out. He really did show up and show out in a good way last summer.
Yeah.
But but he couldn't sustain it because it's not who he is.
Well, even if he did, she met Ben that summer in the Italy trip. And I think she was just like, you mean this is out there? I'm out.
Yes, it just like, totally. It was just kind of weak sauce. Like to say, with Kyle and his bad behavior, you could go back to S1
E1.
Yeah.
And we need sweatshirts. Let's just say
S1
E1.
Now to find merch, comment if you would buy it and how much you would buy it for.
How many bajillion dollars you would pay
Per sweatshirt.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend. It seems like such a cheap shot because you could go back to every single season and see Kyle's bad behavior. And because Amanda was fed up with his piss poor behavior 2 summers ago and she was really letting it rip, like that those are the excuses you're going to use, like, or the examples rather you're going to use. I did not like it. But
I'm gonna like you.
also, and I don't know, maybe this isn't the place to talk about this, but anytime someone brings up choking during sex, like, if everyone's consenting, don't do it if someone's not consenting.
Yeah.
One time someone did that to me, and this person's lucky that they didn't lose an eye. I was like, what? Get the f off of me. What are you doing? No.
The Franklin Lakes came out.
I like was taking my hoops out and like ready to fight a dude. I was like,
Through
get
a table.
Even now, it physically triggers me. Like, I'm good.
It's hot in theory, but in practice, I want nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. And I love to play, but I'm not playing like, we don't play that. Sorry, Charlie.
Just crazy question to ask somebody that you're being accused of possibly sleeping with or not sleeping with. Just kind of an interesting question when your husband is right there.
Yeah.
Just an interesting question to ask for sure.
Everybody would you always say, you're only as good as your last day. And I just wish that everybody would like remember that, like the both of them, like call it a day and it will be your last day. And then you can right off.
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say
Get
this.
choked, choke. Who cares?
That's right.
Choke whoever you want.
That's right.
But be
Just
separated.
consent.
Ask first.
Yes.
That is the
Yes.
lesson that we've all learned from Courtney's story time. But point being,
Which I'm cutting, so you won't know what it is, but you would like to.
This is where I get not conspiracy theory, but adjacent and wonder, was it the editing?
Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world.
It's a conspiracy.
Our tin hats are
world
on.
after
Yeah,
all.
mine's like glued onto my head. Mine's like it's finally
Part of
just
your head.
it melded on.
Sorry, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but
No, but I was wondering if that was edited a little wonky.
Maybe.
Like maybe maybe they were going around the hot tub and asking everyone how you feel about it. And then maybe she was just like, Ben, what are your thoughts on it? Because then, listen, if everyone's talking about it, I don't think that that's weird, even if she is married. I think that if she was just out of the sheer blue sky, I was like, hey, Ben, do you like to choke people? Like, that's strange. But not if everyone's talking about it.
I'm more with you now on this is a reenactment. This is a reenactment. Amanda, she's not a dumb girl. She knows what she's doing.
The best case for this too, because I felt like there's definitely moments in here that I feel like somebody could ask me, Natalie, are you still thinking that these two live apart? I think that the best case scenario, that I definitely think they live apart. If you have 2 units and you guys are fighting like cats and dogs like this, like this
At
is
the
not a new
house,
thing. There's
in
no
front of
reason
other
why
people?
one of you wouldn't just live at the
There's
separate
no
place.
way they
There's-
don't live separately.
Yeah. Best case is that Amanda knew going into this, it's definitely over. But Kyle's thinking, we're going to be in the same house again. I'm going to give it the old college try and really try
They're
to
not
like
even on
bring
different
it
pages.
home.
They're in different libraries. You said that.
Yeah, but that's the best case. I'm still like, I can't. My gut is my gut. Like like.
See, and I
So-
can get down with that. I'm not getting down with like that they actually were like separated in the sense of like,
Well, living in separate places, like they're separated.
no, meaning like this is like we've formalized this. This is a legal separation.
Oh
Our next
no,
step
not
is divorce.
yeah, no
I don't think
legal, no.
Well, I just say that because I feel like that's again how like she's cementing this separation
Yeah.
is by saying things like,
Yeah.
"Oh, do you like to choke people during sex?" Right in front of her husband.
Yeah,
Like she just has zero respect for him anymore.
Yeah, no,
So that's
nothing.
why you would say that to somebody in front of your husband.
Yeah,
If you just didn't really care.
yeah.
Well, she didn't say it in front of Kyle. Kyle was inside pouting.
But yeah,
You're-
okay.
you're
So,
on
but she knew he was
camera.
going to see
Yeah.
it.
He's in
I'm
and
just
out.
saying
He's
he
out.
wasn't-
He's got the mini speaker.
Yeah.
Well, no, because this is what happens. So they're
That
having this
crown hat.
conversation. Then I know. Then he comes out trying to.
You're
pull,
right.
He's trying to pull focus because he's a child and has no communication skills.
Yeah.
When it comes to at least his relationship, maybe he does.
Yeah.
In the business world, he's instead of walking over and ingratiating himself in the conversation that everyone is already having. Hey guys, look at me! I stuck a marble up my nose and I'm dancing like a weirdo. Like
Yeah.
he's a child.
He's a child.
It really is. It's really sad that he's as old as he is and still like he cannot get control of like what comes out of his mouth next. Like I really think he goes in thinking like it's going to be different this summer, and he literally loses it every time. Like last summer was the only time he didn't, and my theory on that is because everyone else's lives were falling apart. So it was almost like him and Amanda were just like they were almost like too focused on everyone else literally crumbling in front of them. So like they didn't even have time to.
I also do think for the first time he went in the house with a different intention, but like I
he
said, he
always
can't
does.
sustain it.
That's why I don't think that
Every
it couldn't have been
summer-
any different, because every summer he starts off with like, this summer, this is going to be my
But
year.
his actions were backing it up. Like he was coming home early. He wasn't staying out
The whole time?
for a lot of the
Like
summer.
it's majority last
Yeah.
summer, yeah. But so this scene, I could already tell he was sloshed.
Oh,
you know how
yeah.
you can tell Kyle is sloshed because Amanda,
breathing?
it's the breathing, but also he starts to like not stutter or like murmur, but he's like Amanda.
Yeah, it's
Amanda.
like
it's like
coming
this
out,
like
but
it's
he's
like this
not, like,
child like
enunciating, yeah.
mommy. That's how he talks to Amanda,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's how I know like, oh, this is shit's about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
But if he really like do what you've always done and get what you've always gotten. So if he really wanted to around and find out and see like, can I save my if you really, Kyle, wanted to save your marriage, you would do the two things that she was asking you to do. If you really, really loved this woman more than anything and wanted to try it out,
Yeah.
you would drink less and you would spend more time with her.
Yeah.
And
Those are very simple demands.
you took the words right out of my mouth. And I just think that he's never tried with any
Concerted effort to do that.
yes. And with the drinking specifically, it's like, I have a note, well, whatever, I'll say it when we get there. But basically he comes out, he's pulling focus. They all are like sitting down now away from the hot tub. And he tries to do something. I can't remember what it was. And he says, F you, Amanda. And everyone's like, whoa, where did that come from? And that's when he goes, well, she gave me the F you eyes. Which
Yeah.
is now, listen, F me eyes I've heard of.
Well-
But the F you eyes I've never heard of.
Okay, so I feel like they've never told each other, go f yourself or fuck off.
Why
but
do you
then
think
I'm
that?
like, I just, from my memory, have you ever,
Oh, like on camera?
like on
Oh,
camera?
on camera.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So like, apparently she's saying to Wes, like, you don't know the half of it. And it's like, yeah, maybe we don't. So
I
maybe
think
he
we've
has told her.
Oh, no, I think we've seen him.
Do you think you've heard those words?
Say like, F off.
I've
like-
heard Amanda say it. Remember when he first cheated on her? She was like, F you. And she threw that cup,
Yes.
like season 3.
Yeah.
But I feel like I haven't heard it in a long time.
I feel like we've heard them throw that stuff around, more so him to her.
Okay, I'm remembering things differently then.
But I think that it's always worse behind closed doors. So whatever you're seeing, it's like, you know when someone's a real prick and they will just be so nasty to everyone. It doesn't matter if it's the bank teller, the person checking you out at the grocery store, their significant other, they are 1,000 times worse to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you got to imagine that what we're seeing is the tippiest tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
The stuff that he says to her. And so let's get there so we can totally unpack it. Basically, that happens outside. Everyone is shocked
Their
because
jaws
it was
are on the floor.
shocking.
Yeah.
And then Amanda goes inside and goes into her bathroom, and Ben goes to talk, which was laughable that Ben was the one that went to talk to Kyle about it. And West then goes to talk to Amanda. And this is where you're talking about where she says, you don't even know the half of it. This isn't as like, it has been far worse. And I think if West is being the voice of reason in a relationship, you know we've hit ground zero, because
I have that exact note.
and I love him, but I just mean like West doesn't usually like to get involved like this, and also he's made bad relationship decisions. So when he's stepping in to be like,
he even in his confessional goes, I'm usually very conflict avoidant, especially when it comes to friends, but I can't ignore this.
Yeah. And I'm glad he didn't.
I'm glad he didn't. I wish, though, he could do that for himself when it came to women.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyways, that's a different topic for another.
But there is not, and like this is not even a conspiracy. This is just like
there's no such thing anymore. They're just theories.
Yeah, no, totally. They're all being
and
proven
they're all being
right.
proven right.
Yeah, not mine, but like the world's. Like they're all true. Everything you heard. I like need to call one of my sisters and apologize for calling her like a lunatic like a long time ago. That's for another day.
I'm waiting for my apology.
But I will say, I do not put that West Amanda rumor like. I don't put it above them.
You think?
I
don't think Amanda.
I think after they're separated, her and West hooked up.
Like I think
because there was that rumor for that 1 week on Us Weekly.
Yeah, and
I respectfully disagree with you.
I totally get it, and like it has nothing to do with anything. I read this and I saw this or whatever. I have been watching them, the way that they kind of interact, the way that they kind of look for each other. Often, like maybe you'll notice it now. Like there's like just when one of them walks in, like they're kind of one of them kind of stands a little bit more to attention. They look for each other across the room.
He calls her Schmanders and she calls him Westy Poo.
I don't think they ever did anything like while she's still together with Kyle, while Sierra and him have any kind of like thing going on.
That's why I don't agree with you.
I swear to God, I'm thinking the same thing.
I understand, but
we're
you
so
guys,
connected.
Like there is a weird period of time. How we talk about the thing with Craig. There is just a time. Look at Taylor Green. And I'm not saying Taylor Green is nothing like Amanda. I'm not, but there is, if women are being honest with themselves, I think that they can think of times after a very long relationship and then you're out of it. You are finding your sea legs again.
Totally.
You're figuring like there's not really anything black and white wrong with this. Like I'm not married. They don't even speak right now because they're like, they decided 6 months ago, they're not going to do like, there's an attraction there. And I'm not saying I know that they moved on it, but if somebody told me they did, I'd be like, of course they did. Like
I won't be shocked.
I won't deny the attraction.
Because it's not like anyone's saying that they boned. It's saying that they had a little canoodle,
it was like a make out or something.
A little tryst.
I just saw a make out.
Yeah, and I could see them both being like,
that's what I
kind
saw
of dying to explore that kiss, that like whatever it is, like hanging out one night and holding hands and like, because there is something between those two.
If we know anything about Amanda and why we're all talking about this right now is that she's so fiercely loyal.
That's
and
right.
I do
and
not
that's
think
why
she would.
She wouldn't do that to Sierra. Is my
totally
humble opinion.
And it has nothing to do with the everyday, the person that you know Amanda as on an everyday, like she is not that person. There is a out of body experience time that you have after leaving a very long relationship, and you are just like. You think that you deserve things that maybe you don't. You think you find a weird comfort in people you already know. Things that you've already had like a
he's familiar.
It's a familiar. We've always looked at each other a little. Hi, but never we're going to do anything about it. So I'm not saying that they had some big long affair, but I think that the both of them would like to try the other one on for size, and that they might have done that. Is all I'm saying. It's just a gut vibe I get from them, and you know. But I haven't read anything. I haven't seen anything.
I think I think you're right about the attraction aspect. No, I think you're right about the attraction aspect. I don't think Amanda would ever cross that line. Even if Sierra looked her dead in the eyes
and was like, I don't care.
Said, go for it, Amanda Batula would never.
It would never be a conversation. It would be a thing where they went to go. Well, you want to go grab dinner right now? Are you free? Let's go. And then one thing just kind of leads to another. There's no like, are we doing this? There's no calling anyone, asking. There's not. It's just a thing that I think could easily happen, and I don't put it past either of them. And I almost think like I hope that they got it out of their system.
I think West would do that, and I love my Westy Poo.
Yeah.
Wes would 100% not think about it.
Oh my God. He's not think about it. Wes has been thinking about it.
yeah.
Well, he's
I
been
think we
thinking
can
about
all
it, but he
just
wouldn't think
agree.
about how it would affect anybody else.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't be
Yes,
thinking
other than
about
his
it at all.
dong.
I wouldn't
No.
put it past West,
Yeah.
but I would 100% put my money on the fact that Amanda would never.
100?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So West is obviously talking to Amanda in the bathroom. She's super upset. She starts crying, which she has noted a few times on this episode. Like she hasn't cried because of these things in a really long time, which kind of even surprised her.
I hate when Amanda's crying. Not because I hate it, but I don't want to ever see her cry.
I know, because I really love
I
her.
love Amanda.
Kyle comes like drunkenly stumbling into the bathroom, and before he gets there, West goes up to him and says, like, you have to apologize to her. She didn't do anything wrong. And of course, Kyle's trying to plead his case. No, man, she didn't even you guys. Like, it's so childish.
It's so childish, but that's where they're at. She does blow him off all the time. Again, every right to. I hate Kyle. Kyle sucks. And also like
TBT to Spritz Wars.
Yeah. And
Some of us
I just
didn't
like
survive.
everything that Kyle has it all coming. Look, whatever Kyle gets, he's been reaping what he's sowing for 10 years since the day I met him. Since why are you wearing a turtleneck bathing suit? Like I don't like this guy. Yeah. I don't think that he's wrong about like she just like will look over at him and then be like, and then just kind of keep doing whatever she's doing. Like that's
like
there, but it's
like
earned. It's fine. They're over. They're in the era that they're in, the I'm out era.
Yeah.
But he's not wrong about that. I don't think he doesn't know how to act. He doesn't know how to.
He doesn't know how to process it.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't know how to process it, but he also doesn't know how to engage with her.
No.
So when he then goes into the bathroom,
He tries to force engagement with her.
correct, and he baits her and says stuff to gaslight her, and she very calmly asks, like, what does that mean to you, spend time with you? And he's like, well, you're with my friends.
And which was weird. Like,
But it's not
babe.
weird. That's it's very weird for him to say, but I mean, like, it's not weird coming out of Kyle, because this is how Kyle
Yeah.
thinks, because
I
Kyle,
put this house together. These are my friends. You're just my wife.
Kyle is like a child like
Yeah.
this. So when he said that, I rolled my eyes so hard, I almost sprained an ocular muscle. I was just like, this is
Same.
so Kyle coded that you just said this. And then later he said our friends, but it's too late. Like, I know this is how you feel. And also, Kyle, if I'm Amanda, I would say to him, you know, I have an issue with your drinking. You're trying to have a serious conversation after you just told me basically to go myself, hammered.
yeah.
I will have this conversation with you tomorrow when you're sober. If anyone tries to have, like, I get, like, sometimes you're emotional because you've been drinking and, like, you want to talk to someone, like, I missed you, man, and I love you. Fine. But don't come for me and then try to make it better or gaslight and do both of these things at the same time while you're still drunk. Like, it's insane to me. If anyone tried to do this, I would just be like,
There was a
go to sleep. Go to sleep.
go to sleep.
Yeah.
Scary.
There was a glimmer of hope when Wes was like, go apologize now. Go apologize. He went to go apologize. And then it just went south again.
Can I just say, and I said at the top, I'm like, I really want to get out of this with saying as little as possible because I'm so tired. And like, but on this specific situation, and I know people are gonna be like, well, you say you hate Kyle a lot, but here you are. Like, like what I think that totally sucks for Kyle is that since Kyle has never ever learned whether he just can't comprehend it or has never taken the time to learn how to communicate anything. What's a bummer is that I am like, Kyle can't be wrong 101% of the time. Like that's just statistics. Like you can't be wrong every single time. I think obviously these two are terribly matched. So there was like really no hope from them, like from the jump, but Kyle is so horrible at having any strategy or like any game plan of like how to communicate anything.
I feel
That
like we've
Amanda,
said this before.
I don't think has like ever had to really be accountable for any of her own things because Kyle, it's like you always say, like the second he calls her a dumb
That's
like,
it. You've lost the argument. There's
it
nothing
doesn't
to talk
matter if
about.
I just murdered your mom. Like you just called me that. And like, now I don't care. Anything you've said means absolutely nothing to me.
Correct.
So it's a bummer for you, Kyle, that you can't figure out how to be a adult for 5 seconds, because on your best day, you will still be wrong, because you will insert something like that in there, or amongst many other things that are in the same realm that he does, that just make it where she will be allowed to shut down after that and dismiss you. And so any point that you had, meaningless. It doesn't matter. So like, you are your own worst enemy. I'm sure that you feel misunderstood all the time, and that like because I feel this way. I feel like I always tell Mike, like, I just feel like I'm saying it wrong, because like, I know that I'm not crazy right now. Like I'm saying it wrong, or you would be more open to like what I'm saying. Cause I'm like, I'm not a lunatic, and I know you care about me. I know the way that I feel like, so when he doesn't, I'm not a good articulator of things. Kyle is that times 1,000. And the fact that he feels so loose with, like, you just came in to say, I'm sorry, I love you. And within seconds, it's followed by, you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
That like, no, sorry.
No, Mike has never called me that once. That's my one thing. He's never even called me a bitch. If he did, like, my foot would be so far up his ass. Actually, it probably wouldn't. I would be in the car.
I was just going to say,
no,
you would do what your ex-husband did to you.
Oh, yeah. He would be getting in the car to sleep in it.
Changing your locks.
Yeah, because it would be...
True.
There is just no turning back from some of these things. Like, you can never forget that someone called you a
This is why I always say to people, just like writ large with your conversations, once something is said, you can never unsay it. You can never unhear something. So just be incredibly aware.
Yeah.
If you want to go for someone and say whatever deplorable things might come out of your mouth, because that is then there forever.
Yeah.
And that person, you just don't know how people like metabolize information and how they process it and how it could stick with them for a really long time. And also, it just is never going to get you what you want.
If you don't care even about the feelings of the person that you're saying it, you've literally just dumbed yourself down to where like no one is listening to you anymore. You're like the guy that cried wolf, or like whatever whatever that would be, in the form of like I'm not listening to you anymore. Everything you've said is now useless, and you're the guy that said this. So what do your other words mean? Nothing.
That's right.
So,
and sometimes drunk thought or drunk words are true thoughts. And sometimes they end up being positives. For Kyle, they are never.
No.
They only dig his grave even deeper.
Yeah.
And this, again, was the final. This was her funeral dress.
Yeah.
This was her funeral dress.
and you've just let her, like I said, if there's anything that she has been doing wrong, or if there's anything that she should be held accountable to for this, like you've let her, like she is off the hook now, and no one will blame her.
Yep.
Like, and that's a bummer, because honestly, I think that Amanda has a few things to learn about being a partner. Like I just think that she does. And I think that with this specific relationship, there is literally there's no education to be had from this, because they're like, you're basically getting your education from Trump University, you know, like it's like, this means nothing. So like she will go forth and not have like learned any more, as one does going through a long marriage. Like, I don't know. Like I know that I would have no motivation to change anything about me, because I would just be like,
I think she is a bit self-reflective, and I think that she will. Mental health is really important to her. She obviously has a psychiatrist, because she has meds prescribed. So hopefully she also sees a therapist. And I truly couldn't imagine being on a reality TV show and not having a good therapist, just because it seems like the wild, wild west out there. But I feel like I'm agreeing with you that she absolutely has stuff to learn about being a partner and all of that stuff. It's just with this specific situation, I think what really happened is one thing triggered the next with them, and now they can't just.
It was like a domino effect.
That's right, and they just keep triggering each other. Like Kyle, I say this all the time on this show. Love is not enough. You have to be aligned with someone in your goals. This is just my personal opinion, and their goals aren't like
were never the same.
They were never the same.
Once.
Yeah,
and so they don't like Kyle. For everything bad you want to say about Kyle, he is an incredibly hard worker.
Yeah.
That guy hustles his tail off. Like if you have nothing nice to say to him, I'm just giving you something right here. Like that guy works his ass off.
Yeah.
And Amanda seems like a
Well,
more
Amanda-
laissez-faire, kind of easy breezy type person. Doesn't mean that she doesn't work hard. It doesn't mean that she doesn't show up to her job prepared. I just think it's a different hustle than what Kyle's looks like.
Yeah.
And I think that really annoyed Kyle because Kyle only knows, like, you wake up, you grind till 8 o'clock when you pour your first drink, and then you go to a work dinner, and then you get to bed at 12:30, and then you wake up at 6, you go to the gym and you grind some more. And Amanda's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I think that so supremely frustrated him and made him look at her like she's lazy. And then it's like, well, great, you don't appreciate. And I do think she did work hard with things. And clearly, like, the merch was such a important monetary thing for beneficial, for that company. And it's like, yes, she created all of that. And she does have a good eye for Instagram and social media and things like that. So long story short, she did produce things that helped the company, but not in the way that Kyle wanted her to produce it. And I think that probably made her feel undervalued and like an asshole and like a child. Like, you have to babysit me. You don't appreciate how I work, yada, yada. And so I just think that from jump, you guys are on different pages.
Yeah.
Amanda works smarter. Kyle works harder.
I just don't know if Amanda has to work. I don't know what her financial setup is, but all I know is that the very little amount she seems to care about anything that he has to do to keep this company alive, it could literally just be because she's like, cut your losses already. This is a dying dog. Like, this is not like, it's over, man. And maybe that's why she comes off the way that she does. But like, all I see is a guy who is literally freaking out 24 hours a day, trying to think of anything to do anything. Like, to find out that he took out a $4 million loan on his personal name. He's been able to pay back 2.1 or I get 1.9 million of it, which is like, man, like, that's great. But you still have 2.1 million and you pay that 1.9 off when things were actually going up. But now they are on the cruise control down.
And he just dumped another
500K.
Yeah,
So
like
what will
that is
happen-
like, I would like, people kill themselves over shit like this, like that kind of debt,
Not Teresa Giudice. She worked her ass off, paid
it's
back
true.
$11 million
It's true.
in restitution with her taxes, which is not like, you for whatever you want to say about Teresa, you got to give her props that she did.
Oh my
that.
God.
That's insane.
That's what I mean. Kyle, call Teresa. Is Teresa still married to the dude? Oh,
Louis?
I guess she's
Louis?
probably still married, but who knows how long that should last.
Correct.
But
Don't talk about Louis. He might investigate you.
I know.
Oh, Deedle?
But one thing I bet you that probably does super irritate Kyle, and it's almost kind of funny just because, like, it's just funny. Kyle's an idiot. So, like, of course you would, like, it's just funny sometimes. She would have never been on this show or any show really. And I love Amanda and she's done great being on it, but she would have never had the motivation. Like, you don't get to make a show. You don't, unless you're a guys like Kyle get shows. They pitch shows, they show up, pitch, they sell the show, they get everyone, like, they do it. Amanda got to slide onto there. And now she's kind of like America's sweetheart, Bravo's sweetheart, at least, you know? And she's going to get the brand deals. She's going to be out here looking at her cool girl, her NYC cool girl Instagram. And like, all, like, women everywhere love her now. And like, he's probably like, oh my God, she's going to make more brand deal money than I can ever, because people just don't like me.
Yeah.
But she would have never hustled for this. She would have never, like, Paige said it herself. She would be happy sitting in a backyard drinking a Corona, like, with her bikini on and like sketching bikini and like whatever. Like, this was never a life she would have sought out. And she's been handed to it. Nothing comes for free. Like,
No
she
such
has,
thing as free lunch.
she has had to pay for it. But I imagine that would be very frustrating to be like, oh my God, you're going to have everything now. I'm going to be bankrupt.
Yeah. And I don't like,
I hate that you're right.
I heard Amanda say that about herself. Like, I work smarter, not harder. And she wasn't saying it in a gross way. It was just like on some podcast, someone was kind of like, I see how hard you work. And like, you work smart, not hard. Oh, it was that guy who was like on
The money guy,
Bachelor.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, he like always talks about financial stuff. He's really cute.
Yeah, he's super cute. Yeah.
We would both date him.
Yeah, he's too short for me, but he's super
okay.
cute. Not that he's asking. And I think he has a girlfriend, but point being, he's very cute. Point being is I've heard that kind of discussion.
I watched that interview.
Yes, around her before. And it's not that I don't think Amanda like has goals and, you know, gets up and goes to work and does a good job. I absolutely do think she does that. But I'm more in your camp with this where it's like, no, Kyle hustled to get parts of that show in order and put together. Kyle understands business, at least right now, in a way that, not that Amanda doesn't understand it, that she's never experienced, because she's never put her own ass on the line to start a company. I have, whether I like Kyle or I don't like Kyle, and I kind of fall somewhere in the middle with him, because I really don't think he's this horrible person. I just think he's got a lot of issues that he needs to work out. And I think first and foremost, he needs to like stop drinking for a minute so he can get clear minded.
It's a little tough when you have an alcohol company, but yeah.
He can do it. He's got non-alc bevs.
Yeah, true. Shout out Carl.
But yeah, totally.
Kyle opened a full ass bar, like with no bar stuff.
That Kyle did not invest in.
But I just have so much respect for entrepreneurs, because I'm sitting in a room of entrepreneurs, right? Like,
especially the Bravo entrepreneurs. Like, that takes some balls.
I don't know if it takes any, or listen, I would love a free commercial every week about my company. Like, I don't, and I'm not saying that that makes it easy to be an entrepreneur, because obviously Austin's company hasn't succeeded, but like, you've got more money and a name to put behind it. And I think all of that stuff is incredibly helpful. And you've got a really big social media following. So I just think anyone who's like, I'm going to put my name on the front door, I'm responsible for all the bills, I have a vision, I'm building this, I have a lot of respect for you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I don't have respect for Amanda. I just think in this situation, I get why Kyle gets so frustrated and doesn't think that Amanda's working his ass off like he is. But, and I'm not saying that Amanda should work his ass off like Kyle does, but I just think like that's just been a real point of friction with them. And I think that then when everyone takes Amanda's side and all this, it's like, it's the same story, even though it's a different setting.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, great, I built this whole company and now you're getting props for all the merch. Well, the merch wouldn't be selling if I didn't create a company for you to make the merch for. And by the way, I'm not trying to tear her down at all in making that cute merch. I'm just saying,
her success wouldn't have been capable without him creating the company.
Because there's no company to make logos for if there's no company.
Right. Chicken or egg.
And she would have never set out to have her own company.
Yeah.
And she has done something with the bikinis, but I don't know if it was you that brought it up or someone else that was like these things, people come to you and they go, oh, I have a line. Can you come on board and put your name on it? Because that's
she
just
did a
how
collaboration, which is wonderful. But, you know, the thing with collaborations, not all the time, but a lot of times when you're using someone's name, it's we're going to take the monetary risk. We are using your name. Of course, you have a say in how you want, not all the time, but I think she really did. She's a graphic designer, so it's not far off for us to think that, you know, I designed all these things and worked with their in-house designers, helped pick fabrics, yada, yada. And then she gets less of a cut because they put the money down, but it's still not the same thing. Like it just isn't. Like if someone wanted to use my name to create a new deck of tarot cards, not that I do tarot, but I just mean like it's in the energy world. Great, do it. And I'll take 30% of what you make. That seems lovely. And of course I want it to succeed, but if it doesn't, it's nowhere near the pressure that Kyle's under. It just isn't.
It's not a Daphne. It's not a lover boy. It's not
And let me be clear.
It's not a soft bar.
None of this is an excuse for how he acts towards her and what he said to her. And when we jump back into the episode, we're at the point where now West is walking out of the room and he sees Ben and he's like, go check on her. Like this is not okay. And West goes back into the bathroom the bedroom to talk to Kyle. Ben goes to talk to Amanda in the kitchen. It's all kind of that rinse and repeat of like, everyone's just very uncomfortable with what they just witnessed. Yeah. This is not cool. And they know, or how about this? They all think this is really bad, at least for the weekend. But Amanda, and we see this the next morning, everybody's waking up and she just says like, I don't want to turn this into a big thing. I don't want to ruin his birthday. It's not worth it. Like,
and she doesn't care anymore. She's gone. So it's like, she is remembering that like, I'm just trying to leave and look like the winner here. Look like none of this is on me, which like so much of it is not. So like what I was saying earlier, I'm just trying to kind of explain that Kyle, it wouldn't matter if he was the rightest guy on television. Like when you leave, when that's your last line, like I don't remember anything else that you said. And it's bummer because I'm sure that he has some excellent points here and there and they will never be heard because you cannot control yourself. You are child.
You know what else is a bummer? And this is obviously a moot point for them because they're no longer together. But I hope that, guys, if you're watching, I hope you take this into your next relationships, and anyone else who's watching, maybe implement this. If I am ever fortunate enough to like meet my person, and I've never been like,
Not
oh my
if,
God, when, thank you. I believe it is when, but you know, you don't want to, whatever, who knows?
I know.
And I've never been like, oh my God, I have to get married. But like if someone
No, you've
said,
never really cared about getting married.
yeah, the name of my thesis in college was I'll probably never get married. But if I met someone and I was madly in love with this person and they wanted to get married, I wanted to do it, obviously I would say yes. But I would have some ground rules there. Because I think once you start throwing around the D word, like, you know, divorce, I think once you start becoming comfortable with saying fuck you, or you're a bitch, or you're an asshole.
Such a slippery slope.
It's such a slippery slope, and it's like recreational heroin use.
Yeah.
It's not a thing, because once you do it a little bit, you're just down that gutter and you have a great possibility of losing your life. There's no coming, it's very hard to come back from that, right?
Yeah.
And bravo if you have, because that is not easy. But my point is, with the way that you speak to people within the boundaries of your marriage,
Yeah.
I just don't think it's acceptable to just easily throw out like, well, then I'm going to leave you, or like, you're a bitch, because then
what's left? Like, I'm saving up my thing that Mike says I can never say to him. I'm saving that up for like when it's like cheater time, you know,
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
Like Kyle is the guy. He's Happy Gilmore in the scene where he's trying to tell the girl to come back, and she's like, and he's like, well, screw you then. Who needs you? Yep. I'm sorry, babe. Like that's Kyle. Like literally
100%.
within seconds. It's just back
Imagine
and
doing
forth.
that for 10 years.
Yeah, because he has to get, if he doesn't get what he wants,
I would
the second that he wants it, he loses everything. You can just see what 7-year-old Kyle looked like. Like, you could see him just in his little like stupid shorts. He probably had a little cute little butt, like a little bubble butt, like he has, you know, like I see that I see that guy as a child the second that he starts talking like that. And I feel like he's probably been that way his whole life.
This is where I get like so headstrong with like apologies and the way I think they need to kind of be presented or whatever. Because the next morning when Kyle's in his, you know, when we're seeing everyone in the house or whatever, and Kyle's in his confessional, and he says, listen, there's no excuse for saying you to your wife.
Yeah.
But, and it's like, no. And it's not because you don't have good points, Kyle. And like Natalie very astutely mentioned, like even if Kyle is 98% wrong, Amanda's still 2% wrong, and she's got to figure that out, right?
For her own good, for when she meets her
100%.
next person, so she can just be in a happy, healthy relationship.
Totally.
Because she's going to have to unlearn a lot of behavior that's taken place in this marriage.
100%. But it's like, like if he was in therapy with Amanda and he was saying this, it's like, no, you just have to say, I'm so sorry I did that. And I will never do that again.
Yeah.
And then once she has received that and she can start healing from like being verbally abused, because that is abusive language, then Kyle can say, I need to talk to you. And this can be done maybe in the same therapy session. I don't know. Jen O'Toole, you let us know. I'm not a therapist. Not that you are, but
You seem like it.
You seem like it. You're the closest thing we've got to one.
Yeah.
So.
Needy until your needs are met.
But so it's like at that point, then Kyle can say, it's the best. Then Kyle can say, and here's what I'm struggling with that you're doing that I'm feeling really shitty about. And then we can start healing. But because these two don't know how to communicate with one another, they're just this dog chasing its tail. And then we see it the next morning. Everyone's kind of like, oh, that was really bad, right?
Yeah.
Like that wasn't a fever dream. That actually happened. Sierra's bedroom, Mia is in there. They're chatting about how great the conversation was at the dinner table last night. Mia's super grateful that Sierra brought it up. They talk about their love for KJ, who I am like falling more and more in love with currently. And then they were just like, girl,
Yeah.
girl, that was bad. And Amanda and Sierra said it. She's like, I hate how he speaks to her. And that's, it's such a big deal that you can't get past it. So it's what's allowed Amanda's, whatever her part in this is. It's what's allowed that to go on for so long because his behavior is so bad because of how he speaks to her that you can't even get past it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they chat, and then Amanda and Lindsay are chatting in the kitchen the next morning. Lindsay was out like a light. She didn't hear any of it. Lindsay's also disappointed that Kyle did this because everyone knows this is his pattern.
Yeah.
It's such a rinse and repeat.
Well,
And
wait, hang on. I want to say something really quickly
Yeah.
about the Mia and Sierra like waking up.
Waking
I
up in
love
the
when
morning.
Sierra, I'm thinking about so many things. Just wish this would get better. I love when Sierra said race is an uncomfortable topic, but it's also uncomfortable for me to have to keep it to myself.
Yeah.
That line just summed up the entire conversation they had at dinner perfectly.
So beautiful.
They just
Because
keep coming up with new ways to tell us things that like we
Correct.
already know, but like it's like you need refreshers, but they have to be fresh, like in order to land with people. It's like they should be giving seminars.
Yeah.
They should
And
be at
I
the
will-
HR meeting.
I will never know what it's like to have the Black experience in America, but I've had to have similar conversations with with my white friends and white family before.
Yeah.
And it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm half white and half Asian. I don't look like I'm half white. I am, but people don't see that in me. So I have to explain, like, just because I am half white doesn't mean that you can say that to me
Yeah.
or anyone.
or anyone.
Yeah.
But especially me.
But me in particular.
Well, yeah, but anyone.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to like have to like not train, but like lack for a better word, like train people
Yeah.
on how to be around people of color. And again, I'm not going to say that this is the same as the Black experience, but that I resonated with that line so hard because it is uncomfortable. I don't enjoy having to talk about it and having to train people,
I
but I
know.
also don't enjoy having to sit with it
Totally.
and have to just like mull it over or pretend that it doesn't bother me.
And I think I've said it. I don't know if I said it on Summer House before, but I've said it on Showmance before that, you know, pain shared is halved. And that's not my quote, but it's
Could be.
Sure. Dash Courtney Abiati. But it is a truism nonetheless. And it's like, and joy shared is doubled. And so I just think that even to be able to sit at that table and like for everyone to receive the information the way they did when Sierra was like, I'm not going to let this sit inside of me anymore because
And she shouldn't.
And she absolutely
No one ever
shouldn't.
should.
No one should. But I hope that she had the feeling the next day, not just with, of course, Mia and KJ. I think that's such a beautiful bonding experience. But I also hope she felt that pain shared is half experience of like, oh, I feel a little bit lighter. I'm glad that like this isn't just something I'm bottling
not
up
alone
and
in
walking
this.
around with
Not
every
alone in
day,
it.
and my housemates aren't aware of it.
Yeah.
Because when you know better, you hopefully do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Viola Davis was being interviewed for, I can't remember if it was like CBS Morning Show or 60 Minutes. But basically someone said, oh, are you uncomfortable talking about a certain topic? And she said, no, because I believe in having uncomfortable conversations. And that's so much of what acting is. It's putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation to like have a specific experience. And we're all the better for it. If we have the conversation with grace and our listening ears on and kindness and good communication skills. And it is so important to let people be in, like to talk about something uncomfortable because it's the only way it's not going to be uncomfortable anymore.
It was probably one of my favorite conversations that they've had on the show.
One of my favorite conversations on any reality
TV
show.
And you guys talked about it last week with, remember Maya, when they had it season 6, I think it was?
Yes.
I want her back.
I know.
Bring
And,
her
you know,
back.
people talk
Mia,
about her
Maya,
all the
Sierra,
time. I
those
wonder,
are my...
like, what her deal is because people bring Maya up all the time.
She has the cutest Instagram feed.
That, and she also does the Amazon stuff that Paige does. She does like the Amazon lives. I think they're so like friendly from what it looks like. They did an Amazon live together.
Oh, I love
that. Like somewhat recently. Anyways, I loved her.
Yeah.
I love that conversation. I like how this conversation was slightly different because I think Maya's was more so how being Black in the Hamptons specifically affected them.
Yeah.
Whereas this was just like writ large, how like interracial dating, interracial among the house dynamics really affect. Because Sierra even said, she's like, these are not just people that I show up to a scene and film with. I live with these people.
Yeah.
So if they don't know how to talk to me or how to interact with me, it's such an added layer that we live together. And it was so good to see.
Yeah, and not just with the dating, because then also
Yeah.
KJ opened up
Yeah,
being like, I'm the
exactly.
first black man on this
On the show.
and I feel the pressure to be perfect all the time, which
Right.
is too much for any one person to shoulder.
Agreed.
Ever.
Agreed. It's a very hard burden to bear.
I think that is an unbearable thing to ask someone to do. Like, I don't think you can bear
that
it.
too.
What were you going to say, honey? You said you had something
It was
else
just
to
a
add to this.
correction, just in case anybody like if I didn't say it right. When I say like they should be at the HR meetings, we were talking earlier about HR meetings that happen all the time at work. And I just want to clarify that this is not their job. I'm just saying that like everyone, if you worked in anywhere corporate, you got to go to that annual thing. And it's so much like, like it's just the same shit over and over. And I just feel like everyone's just tuning out. They're just doing whatever now because it's just, especially because I feel like most of the people that are giving these meetings, at least in my experience, have all been white people.
Totally, 100%.
And it's just like, okay, like, so when I say like they should give them, I don't mean that they should do anything. They shouldn't have to. They're not educators. Their job is not to educate people here. I just wish that the people that were giving these meetings had a little bit more creativity in them, at least, to try to channel these kinds of conversations, or if they see something like this, to parlay it over to, my Monday morning meeting, I'm going to use some of this. I might just play this scene, because it's just people are just happy like it's not landing anymore.
I'm just happy that it was like the Summer House crew that is continuing to have these conversations. Because they're my favorite people and I just love them. So.
I know this week when I was trying to figure out, like Mike worked tonight. That has been at work every single day for a million hours, which we tell you all the time. But I've stopped even leading off of the top with being like, so Mike's not here, and here's why. I feel like you all know why. But when I was trying to figure out who could fill in for who, I said to Harris, but just FYI, we might do Southern Charm that night, and it was like crickets. He was like, why would you do this to me?
I said, why would you deprive me of Wes Wilson?
Yeah, that's right. We wouldn't, and we haven't. Lindsay and KJ are in the kitchen, and Lindsay starts running her mouth.
This was 2016 Lindsay.
I loved it.
Vintage Lindsay.
Yeah, this was vintage Lindsay.
Oh.
And she did it in such an organic way.
Such an organic way, but also at the same time, when she was like, oh, it was almost like did I do that?
Yeah.
It was like yeah, you just spilled the beans.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to pull one over on me. It was just funny. She thinks she's such a good actress. She's really not.
But she does a service to the show.
She does yep. And that's her role right now.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you could tell KJ was
Not
very taken aback.
Not happy.
Yes, he had no idea.
Lindsay's role this year is very similar to Madison's role on Southern Charm.
Yes.
It's like they have been given
They're the matriarchs.
I believe that they are still getting full rate, but
Yes.
they are getting to
They're still
live their
highest
lives
rate.
and take care of their kids and be with
Move
their
story
families,
forward.
all the thing. But they know they don't have to do anything, but they are such pros that they're like, no, I will bring something. I will make it uncomfortable. I will drop something that you're going to be like, and no, like you just said that right now. No, like you didn't even care that someone's going to hear this and get pissed. Like I just respect that level of work ethic so much in this, because all we do
Like
is
Spencer
watch
Pratt.
people phone it in.
We talk about that all
Pratt
the time.
Daddy.
Pratt, yeah. You can talk
LA's
shit about
next
these
mayor.
people all day. Yeah, exactly. Pratt for LA. Angelinos for Pratt.
My friend modeled for him, and she gave me one of his crystals that he gave her.
I love KJ so much.
Yeah.
And watching him receive this information and then have his conversation with Carl and just be like, I had a full out panic
Mentee B.
attack. Yeah, I had a little
Yeah.
mentee B. I was like, if this girl comes into the house, Dara, and she is playing him, my head will explode, because I think he is to me, he just seems incredibly honest and authentic. And I like how he talks to people and whatever. And please, if you know something that I don't know, don't tell me, because I'm just going along with what we know.
No,
I don't know anything.
Okay,
No,
because
no.
Harris looked at me like, girl.
No.
No, I think
just-
he's got a Bailey thing coming
I've got a
up.
Bailey thing.
Oh, I have a Bailey thing too. I bet you it's the same Bailey thing.
I bet you mine is not the same as theirs.
Okay, so
I
just
text you, should I even come today? Because
to catch everyone up, where we're at is when Lindsay tells KJ all of this.
Yeah.
We have a flashback to Bailey saying, listen, I don't know, but she was in there for an hour and she went in one outfit, in her costume, and came out in another outfit. And she was saying it in the way that was she wasn't hinting at it. She was heavily suggesting that something else happened in there. And then cut to Harris and his theory.
Well, Bailey, I think season 10, episode 1 was like, I'm obsessed with Lindsay. I want to be Lindsay when I grow up. I think Bailey.
Oh, wow. I mean, I didn't even, I got your text way later, so I didn't even have time to think of it, but like.
I think
Hairpiece.
Bailey. I know. I don't know if I'm going to get invited back right now.
You totally are, but like, I just want you to really think about this.
No.
Let the man speak.
I had a note about Dara before we learned what Bailey had told to Lindsay about Dara, saying that I thought initially Dara does kind of give me like a little bit of like player vibes, like
same
like a little bit, a little bit,
yeah.
But the way Dara shut it down so fast, it made me feel like Bailey's obsession with Lindsay. Bailey already bringing up, in a jocular manner about the Kyle and Amanda and Ben. I feel like she's inserting herself the way that Lindsay used to do. I thought Bailey was going to be the new Paige. I think Bailey's going to be the new Lindsay.
So would you say what
She's gonna be either of them.
Who Sally is to Madison, what Bailey is to Lindsay?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
I'll go in when we get to the part in the bedroom, because the bedroom is what made me go. Mm-mm.
But I will say this. So when I saw that, I was like, oh shit.
Nice knowing you. I'll just leave now.
I have something else. Okay, go. Sorry, go on.
When I saw that scene, I was like, oh my God, that is salacious. And if that happened and if you hurt that one hair on that KJ's head, you will get a strongly worded email from me, Dara. But then when I saw, and I know we're not talking about it right now because we're going to get to it. Then I had a little bit of an about face when we got later into the episode. So we'll be on pins and needles until then. But we do then have that scene with Carl and KJ. And I just thought it was so sweet that he said, I just had a full on anxiety attack and all this. I love hearing these kids talk about their emotions and unpack
Not even
this
kids,
stuff.
these men.
These men talk, right? Because
KJ
women
is
have
a
always
man.
done it, and the gays have always done it. It's straight dudes.
Some, not all of them.
The gays that I am friends with.
Okay,
So
beautiful.
maybe I'll just
You're lucky.
Yeah. No, we unpack, and there's nothing left to unpack, and we'll just pack the suitcase again just to unpack it all over
And
again.
then beat the dead horse.
Until it's cremated. So I just thought that was a sweet scene. Although I will say I am forgetting about Carl more and more as the season goes on. So we never know this. Is he in the city?
No. He literally
as far as
says,
we're concerned, no.
Yeah, he said that he did film some stuff,
But he's not a main.
not a main cast.
He was
at
in like
all.
2 scenes.
And he said something like, hopefully they'll consider me for the season after. Like, he's very honest about that. One thing I enjoy about Carl is that he doesn't have too much of an ego to just say like, they called me for a couple of things. I think he literally said like, I hope they like what I put out there. So I hope like if they considered me to come for the next season, I would love to, like it was just, I just appreciate that kind of like laying your ego aside and being like, I'm here to work. I hope that you like what I brought and doing my best, you know?
I don't see another season where Carl is on any level relative to the iteration of the show that we see them moving into.
Yeah.
Well, this show specifically, I would love to see Carl in the city at Soft Bar.
I'd be
doing
happy
the
to see
city
him there.
stuff.
I mean, the fact that they're all still on Summer House, it's like you can't even put Carl on in the city. Like I'm
He's
sorry.
been there since S1, E1 too. It would make sense to be the 4 of them.
You guys,
they've
can
all
I
been
just
there.
ask you, what are we gonna do with Kyle on this show? Like this to me seems like such a girls' show.
It
like,
really does.
Like if him
Girls
and
and
Amanda
gays,
aren't
maybe.
together
Sorry,
and they
Carl.
don't even have to work together anymore because apparently she is not like fighting for the company at all.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
she
I'm gonna
couldn't
take my
care less.
Instagrams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do with Kyle? Like, what kind of role does he have?
Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
I know.
It's
Because
Kyle, Amanda,
It's
and
stressing me out.
Yeah.
Kyle, Amanda, and Sierra. Is that it?
No, Kyle, Amanda, and
Lindsay.
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 And
right.
then you know who we always forget is the hot Italian.
Andrea.
And his
Andrea.
wife, yeah.
Andrea.
So like maybe him and,
And
Kyle are
Lexi.
still friends, and that I just don't know because like we just haven't really seen much of them. I don't know.
He's cute, and they need
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
like that on the show.
They
is
need some sex
probably-
appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle ain't bringing any.
The next the next big scene is when everyone's setting up, and Sierra, Ben, West, and Jesse talk about what happened the night before. Ben brings up like, I didn't know, mate, all of the stuff until he told me, and which you already said he personally guaranteed a $4 million loan, still owes basically $2 million. Then he put $500,000 into it. Like, that's all well and good. And the stress from that, I don't even know how he's sleeping at night. I certainly wouldn't be without like a propofol drip or
Yeah.
however you get propofol.
Yeah.
But that is an excuse.
But it is for how he treated his wife. And I will just say that Sierra nailed it. She's like, they need to separate. Period.
Yes, but for her, I have to say, and like I hate it that like I just wish that everybody was better at this right now because it seems like I'm not standing up for Kyle, but I called this out about Sierra in the beginning where like when Kyle and Amanda were going back and forth about
At that one dinner outside.
and Sierra jumped in and said something which is kind of
this
antagonizing
Plurbodos?
him and like whatever it was, like I just was like, okay, this is just let the old folks handle their business, like
well, you said that she's not doing it in a way that Paige used to do it in like
Yeah.
a supportive way.
Yeah.
She was doing it more so
or
in
like being direct and calling it out.
exactly.
She's
But
just like,
she was
"Wah."
doing it more so
Yeah.
to add fuel to flame.
Yeah, like she's antagonizing.
Antagonizing
Yeah.
and not constructive.
Yeah. And so for him to
Which I
just
do
get
agree
done
with.
basically giving a dollars and cents like cost sheet,
Yeah.
or like balance
Invoice.
sheet of like what it is, for her to go, well, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Whose fault is it that he's $2.1 million in debt over a company he's been working at for 10 years? Like, again, Sierra, sometimes she just comes off to me as someone who has never been in a long relationship and has never had, she just comes off as so immature to me in that was your answer to that specific diatribe? Like, whose
hold on,
fault is that?
What if Amanda had said, like, please don't do this? The signs, the writing's on the wall, the company's going down.
Tell us that then, because we've never seen any of that.
Yeah.
I can only assume, because I think that Amanda would find it incredibly easy to let it go because she doesn't have attachment to it. I don't know if she has much attachment to anything business wise. I wish I didn't. Honestly, like I'm not even knocking her for it. I am saying that like I think it's part of a reason. I think it's got to be a massive frustration to have a partner like that if you are the opposite. But they should have never been together to begin with. So like, neither of them are really right. One thing's just like I can't help but like respect a business-minded person a little bit more, just because like it's probably projection kind of thing. It's probably just like oh my God, I can't like that. I thought I was in debt, like that's like some next level shit. So sometimes I just think that Sierra, just like the way that she just like dismisses things like that. Like I want to hear what Sierra has to say about it. What I want her to do is take one beat and go, that's rough, dude. Can you imagine being like, all she would have had to say one line, crack a joke about, I'd kill myself, like anything, like make it dark humor and then say, but you know what? At the end of the day, none of this has anything to do with the fact that he called her a last night and has a million other times that I know about that I don't think you guys, like it just didn't come off good. And I don't like it when they do that.
Do you think she's like this across the board, or do you think this is a Kyle Amanda specific thing?
I think she does like obviously all we've seen if she's only had a chance to do with this with the Paige stuff like that.
I was going to say with the Paige and Craig.
Yeah, I mean she's very.
But she didn't really interact with Craig as much.
Well, no, that's one thing that's funny that Craig always says. Like when people have asked him about like what was the hardest part or whatever, and one time he answered, he goes, "I don't think people know how close Sierra and I were."
Oh, really?
I know. And listen, I've it's not like I didn't know that Craig lied before. Like I got that, but like I have just in this recent reunion just seen him really kind of be like off on another planet about things. So like, I don't know how true that is, but the way when he said it, I was like, oh, that does suck, because I love how these girls are such girls. Like I do love that, like like
And not in a Sally
everybody
and
wants
Benita kind of way.
right,
Totally.
right, yeah.
They
Like,
actually are best friends.
Yes.
yeah, and like I do kind of love that. Like, I think that if Sierra and Craig actually were friends and like had a relationship where like they like, because I'm sure they did spend a lot of time together, just like all over everything.
Yeah.
I do still respect that Sierra would be like, sorry, buddy, it's a no for me. Like to be able to cut all that off for your best friend, like,
Which is
I
a
think
true
that's
girl's
a good,
girl.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's
would do it
great
for you.
Exactly. Like we would totally do that.
Yeah.
But so I'm into that. But sometimes I just wish that like in a moment like this, it feels like it's just showing that she just hasn't been in a partnership like this before, because to be able to just dismiss the fact that what just came out of his mouth is the kind of debt that he's in. Like I said, people commit suicide over things like that. And I don't know. I thought it just made her look stupid, frankly. I thought she looked stupid by saying something like that. And I want all of them, including Kyle, to focus on, like, they all have points. So I just get mad when I'm like, no, just say something else and then say that thing, whatever.
After they have this conversation, we now kind of migrate into the kitchen where Carl and Kyle are tidying up, and Kyle just says he's having anxiety. And Kyle's a lot of things. Kyle's not necessarily an anxious person, or at least we haven't seen that about him. So things have to be at an 11 for him to be like so anxious. And I do feel for him with that, because I think even though he's working and he knows, like, okay, most people when they're at a summer house, it's like, wow, I've just spent all of this money for the house and I'm spending money and my work is not paying me and I don't have, an income. So it's really, really bad. But at least when he's there, he's like, okay, well, making money here, I'm making money for the DJ gig. So hopefully like that can alleviate a little bit of it. But I just think the fact that this is all filmed, the demise of his business seems to be
imminent.
He's losing everything. His whole life's going to be 180 degrees different if this company does go.
Yeah.
He'll be understudy to Meredith Marks.
Yeah. and he did say, which I did feel for him when because I know what he's saying. Like, when you're just in that loop where I used this analogy before on the show, if you've ever seen National Lampoon's European Vacation, when they're driving around Big Ben Parliament and he is trying to get out of the loop and he's like, I can't get left.
Yeah.
And then literally like 12 hours later, we've seen the sun rise and set. And he's like, I cannot get left. Kyle can't get left to save his life. Yeah. He's like, I am the worst version of myself. No matter what I try to say, it comes off wrong. It like, oh, I like your hair like that. Oh, great. So you don't like how I've been wearing it for every other summer? It's like, no, that he can't get left. Yeah. And I feel badly that he's in that spot.
Maybe I hate Kyle so much because, as I always say, like when I see things in myself, and I think that what I get so pissed about with him is that I know what you want to say to her, but I know you can control it because I control it. Like, I want to call this motherfucker, but I never do. I never would. I put the brakes on hours before that happens, and like the fact that he is older than me and cannot, I think he is, let's go with that. And cannot figure it out. It makes me so mad because I'm like, you're misrepresenting people like us that are horrible articulators. You can be a horrible articulator, but you can have self-control and not just throw up out of your mouth every time like a asshole. So maybe that's part of it, I guess.
Yeah, I wrote that part down. He goes, I'm the worst version of myself this summer. I'm not able to articulate. How you said he's not a good articulator, but where you guys differ is that you might not be a good articulator, but you stop yourself before you go too far. Yeah. He goes over the deep end. Yeah. And then expects Amanda
excavates to see if there's any deeper he could possibly go.
He's punishing her for his inability
to not blow up.
That is so good. Yeah.
Because it's like the blame game, it's just like,
and it's all projection. It's all projection because he's.
Yeah, it is. And because I will do that. Like my instinct, and I will never like say it out loud, but when something like goes wrong for me, I have an instinct that will go, well, how did I even get in this situation? Like I will look to, not because I want to tell them this is your fault, but because I'm trying to lift something off of me because I feel horrible in this moment and things are going horribly. And it's just one error after another that is just setting me back. And all, like this whole week of work is basically, I could have just slept all week, you know? And so I'm looking to like in my head go, why this wouldn't have happened if this thing wouldn't have happened, which if he would have told me about that, I never would. Like, I'm looking for that. But he is like, I'm working it out in my head. And then I recognize it and then I reel it in. And I'm like, that is so stupid. Like, Craig Conover just say one thing, make everything your fault in your life. Like, it's really the only way to go.
You know, that's kind of a tenet of like 12-step programs where it's like,
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, basically like you take accountability for everything in your life.
Yeah.
So I don't think they phrase it as like make everything your fault, but it's like I'm not the victim.
Yeah.
Like I put myself in this situation. I decided to blow up on the bus.
Yeah.
I did that. I have to take responsibility for it.
Yeah. So I think that I know how I do it. And I know that before I never say it. I like never get to the person that I've decided it's their fault, you know, because before I realize like nobody wants to hear that shit. He will never, like, he just has no control.
And
it's just
it's
like,
also everybody else's fault.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's punishing her
Specifically
because
Amanda's.
he didn't know how to say a sentence right.
Right.
You know what's really interesting about this season is the juxtaposition of, and we had last season, I feel like was the transitional season to get us to where we are now, because we had Lexi, who is the more emotionally intelligent, that this younger generation that like talks about things, and it's not the Lindsay's throwing shit, where's my sandwich, whatever, which we love.
How many sandwiches have you made for me?
That's right. None. And so now we go to, like, we see Kyle and Amanda and this dumpster fire. And then, and granted, Dara and KJ have not been married for 10 years. They don't have history like this, but it's just a different, Kyle and Amanda would have never had the conversation that Dara and KJ had.
And this kid is like 8 years old.
That's right.
Kyle has been through this year after year. And I'm sure they've gone to therapy. I'm sure they've spent a lot of time in therapy.
It's been televised. Yeah, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Didn't work.
This is when KJ and Dara are in the room. And
You mean Alexia Umansky?
Oh my God, she totally does. Look
I
so much
literally,
like her.
when I saw her on the camera for the first time in the episode, I was like, that is Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky's
daughter,
long lost daughter.
Yeah, 100%.
Born at Cedar Sinai.
That's right. That's right.
Anyways,
I also love that KJ's such a gentleman and like brought her suitcase up and all of that. Those things are never lost on me.
Yeah.
Well done. Someone raised you right, boo.
Yeah.
a woman.
But so what an amazing woman. I have no doubt. They got into it in a non-dramatic way. I thought that he really clearly explained like where he was coming from, how he was feeling. And I just loved when she said, no, I would be upset if that was like,
if we were in each other's shoes.
Like, because I don't want you to think that about me, because like I do really like you. And I needed her to say that, because if she is leading him on, I will be booking a flight to New York.
Yeah.
My first thought when I met her, and then also when I heard what was like being said about her, I was like, oh, okay, maybe she is a little bit of a player. Maybe she thinks this is like her ticket to like,
or maybe she just want to have a hot girl summer.
That
and,
too.
Like,
that too.
find out
That too. I don't think that anymore.
I'm not 100% there,
Okay.
but I'm my scale is 70-30. 70% I think she's here for the right reasons.
And I think if we're having that same thought together, I feel like,
I hope, but she's going to tell us something different.
Okay, so
protest lady.
everything that she was saying, I loved how he was like, oh, the vibes were kind of off. And he's like, I mean, they weren't off. And she goes, no, if the vibes were off, the vibes were off. Like, she comes off very supportive and very in tune with him, and like letting him feel his things. Like, I love this couple together on paper so far. What I'm watching, the way that they talk to each other, I love all of it. When she says the thing about like, no, I would totally feel that way too. If I was already thinking like you might like this other person, like I would totally be in my head. Like all of these things are like 10 out of 10, like communication. I love all of it. He has said, I like her because she's mature and she is emotionally intelligent. Like I think they've got totally the same amount. The thing that struck me was that if we look back at where this came from, Bailey told Lindsay this. it seems like Dara is taking it. Well, it doesn't seem it. She said it. She accused Bailey of being like a sabotager or a saboteur or something in or she's like, that's very sabotagey that she would say this thing to you. I don't even think that Bailey really I don't think that KJ was on her mind at all. When she told Lindsay about this, it was the day after they're driving home and all Bailey's been doing, eye on the prize, Ben. She's had blinders on for Ben. She thinks that Dara, she's not putting KJ even in it. She thinks that Dara and Ben had a moment and that she's lost Ben is not, it doesn't even matter if I keep trying to pursue him, even though I was pursuing him horribly. Like, it really is a moot point because Dara totally got him. Like, I saw it. She's such a good flirter. And then I know that they locked. I think she says they locked in. Man, it's over for me, And then she went in his room and they were in there for however long, and she came out in a different outfit. I think she was telling Lindsay all of this in I lost. I've been going after this guy. And Dara doesn't realize that. I think that Dara thinks that she told Lindsay this story to say Dara's totally playing KJ. She's not into KJ. She's into Ben. This is just from the information that we have in front of us. It seems way more logical that she was talking about all of this because of Ben
and her obsession with Ben.
And just also her obsession, but I don't
crush.
take it. It's a girl crush.
Yeah.
And she just has been not girl crush. That's not
Her
the
crush.
same.
Her crush.
Just her summer crush. The guy that she's been do you guys think I'm flirting right? Watch me go say this to him. It's just been a cute little thing. And people might think I have this total golden view of Bailey, but I have not found something to discount it yet. And so then when she says, then to go to Dara now, when Dara says, that's just not true at all. If it were, I would just say, yeah, we were getting to know each other. I was just talking to him, getting to know each other. I went back to the episode. The only timestamps that we see is right before she goes in, so we don't know if it's an hour or 2 hours or whatever. The scene before, it's 8:45. One scene before. The timestamp is 8:45. The next scene is showing that she's in his room. She's laying down on his bed. They are both very comfortable looking at stuff on the phone. He says something did you text me yet? And she's like, what? And he's like, you didn't text me yet. And she's like they're having a flirty banter. It's bopping back and forth. It comes back to them later. And I just hear her say something you're so full of it. And just they're having a time. They're having a thing. Still laying down, kind of, like I said, lounging next to each other. She did not. She said to him, I went in there to change clothes and came right back out. That's not what happened. She straight up lied. I went and watched the scene. So I don't know if anything happened. I also will say it doesn't matter if anything happened. She has every right. I also said that she definitely, I got the vibe, because we weren't even talking about, I had no reason to even bring this up, but I said, it seemed to me like she was trying to get somewhere with Ben. And then it did seem like KJ, I'm sorry, it did seem like he was I really put the time in with Ben, and maybe she just didn't feel like there was a good vibe there. But she could also be he doesn't seem as down to play as KJ seems like a sure thing.
She did say, we were chatting. This was on their first date, and she was like, there just wasn't the vibe there.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah. But before that, so she had talked to Ben a little bit, and then she had talked to KJ, and then it goes back, because I watched a little bit before it. She goes on the tour with KJ. KJ's going to take her on a house tour or whatever. She looks over to Ben to be do you guys want to go on a tour? And Ben's she says something we're going to go on a tour if you, and he's he doesn't go with them. Yeah. But she was going to go have time with KJ, and she still looked back to Ben. I think that her eyes were set on Ben. And then she just it didn't really work out, whether it's because she didn't feel a vibe or she felt like she had a better shot with KJ, because KJ was all in from
So what you're saying is you think she's Sally, Ben was Craig, and KJ was Austin?
A little tiny bit.
That is very upsetting to
I know,
have
and I
KJ
mean
Austin in the same sentence.
I just want to say that she has every right to weigh her options.
Yeah.
I applaud everything that she did.
was just meeting everybody.
She was meeting everyone. I'm sorry, Ben, like, and at the time, because now I hate Ben, so now I think he's disgusting to me, but like, I would have thought Ben's hotter. Like, Ben's hotter than KJ. KJ's a beautiful man.
But KJ has a better personality.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Ben,
KJ
I
is
hate Ben.
super
Ben
cute,
is
but-
now like, and he's not even been that bad this last couple episodes or whatever, you know, but like I'm sorry, once you go there, I don't find you, I'm not looking at you sexually anymore. I don't want it. So I just want to say that Dara didn't owe anyone anything. The only thing she did wrong here is I think she straight up, flat out lied to KJ by saying,
I got to go back and rewatch it
Yeah.
because I don't remember enough.
I don't want that to be true.
I don't want that to be true either.
I think I had it wrong. Like, I think I liked Bailey
yeah,
a lot at
Yeah.
first. And maybe this is a projection disclaimer. I just like Dara because she I like to think she likes KJ.
I think that she
and
does
and
like
say
him.
what
I
you-
for sure think
and
she-
say
Yeah.
what you will about Wes Wilson, but she also dated Wes Wilson, who has a great personality.
Yeah.
Great personality. I feel like Dara's just, she knows how to pick them. Like, she has a good picker.
yes, but
Bailey did not.
No.
Bailey did not have a good picker.
and this is my other, in defense also of Dara, I would be even more so like, okay, I like this guy, Ben. I'm more physically attracted to him, but I've also been through this thing where like, I thought that like me and Wes were like gonna do something and then realized that Wes is incapable. So now I think that Dara would have every reason to be like, I need to see who's down to party because I don't know if Ben is. And I'm getting the vibe that KJ is here for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So I mean, she could have easily just picked him for that. So everything that Dara did, I'm on board with it times 1,000 until she straight up lied. And that's the only thing. So she just needs to admit, because what's so up about it is that she literally says, and you'll go back and look for yourselves. But when she says to him, if I was in there, I would just say I was in there. I was just getting to know him. I was trying to get to know everyone. She should have just stuck with that and been like, okay, the thing about me being in there an hour, like I definitely don't remember it that way. I was probably in there for
And in
15
fairness
minutes.
to her, she could have been in the bathroom because they wear all those costumes. So like she could have been like taking
Getting
a shower,
ready,
washing
yeah.
her face. Even if she didn't take a shower, like I know it's still going to take me like a good 20 minutes, right? And if I'm going to be on
More
camera,
sometimes.
Yeah.
I probably would be doing, I'm not just taking my makeup off. I might just want to be like, okay, maybe put a little bit under my eyes and make sure I look
And
decent
she's doing
or
her
whatever.
mascara. Like, how's the house? How are you liking everybody? Like,
That's
if
what
she
I'm
wasn't-
saying. Like,
Yeah.
these are all totally like
Plausible.
plausible.
Yeah.
Does Ben have a bathroom in his room? Because that's what I
I
did
would
Oh, yeah,
not
he's
remember.
in-
because
is he in the bottom room?
Yeah, he's in a bottom room. And here's the
Oh.
thing: is that
I don't know.
she was like,
I don't think she would have been changing in there. I don't think she would have been changing with the dude in the room. without behind-
and it doesn't
That she
show us
just
that.
met?
But they've
Yeah.
got cameras in all the rooms, so like they should be able to play it. But
Wait, sorry.
she's going to. Oh, sorry. go
That
ahead.
bottom room, the other two bottom rooms, they share that bathroom. Remember the one that Jesse went and peed in?
Okay, so then maybe.
So then she would just have been in that room.
So she did go in his room to change, and he does accompany her in there because she's walking and she's like, "I need to change," and he goes, "You can change. There's a room here for you to change in." So I think he takes her into his room to change. Now, whether he stays in the room or not, I would say no. Like I would just say like this is too early for that. You know, like I don't
Yeah.
see either of them as being. I don't see him as being a guy that's being like, "I'll just stand right
Don't
here."
you think he walked her into
know?
the bathroom? Like you can change.
No,
in his
I
bathroom?
think it's his room because I think
No,
her
but the
suitcase
ba-
was in there. I think when I
Oh
went
yeah,
back.
I just thought the bath. Didn't you
No,
just say
it's so the
it's a
two bottom
conjoining
rooms. No.
bathroom?
There, one is on one corner. It's not my house, but I know my way around. One is like in the corner. I think when you like, I remember watching last season. Like Lexi was in that room.
Okay.
And if you walk right out of that door, the bathroom's right there. And then the other
Oh,
room.
it's not a
is-
Jack and Jill
No,
bathroom.
it's like they're connected. Yeah. So
got
then
it.
the other room was Emerald's orgy beast room.
Got it. I thought you were saying it's a Jack and Jill connection.
No,
Got
no.
it.
And I think she does admit that I just went in his room to change. I think she admits that. So I think she did change in his room. Again, we don't
But
know
she
if Ben was in
omitted
there, but like
some-
there's cameras, like they will let us know. I'm sure that they will roll the tape.
This is what else though is interesting. I think her and Bailey are two very different chicks.
So different.
Yeah.
And they're might not be, at least in the foreseeable future, meant to be friends because you had sent me something where
Oh,
Dara was
yeah.
on some podcast saying like, everybody thinks like we have this cleaning crew, we don't. And she was just saying like, we do have to clean up after ourselves. And Bailey was commented and she was just like, we have a cleaning crew that comes in every single week. And I think what Dara meant was when we wake up on Saturday and Sunday, we have to clean that shit. Yes, a cleaning crew comes on Tuesday and makes everything all chachi boom for us to screw up all over again on Friday. But no, we have to clean shit up after the party and whatever. But Bailey's now gunning for her because I think
you commented back to me, you're like, I think you're misconstruing what she's saying. You were like, I don't think that's what she means. Basically,
Dara. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so like Bailey's comment then is kind of like,
I think they don't speak the same language.
They don't speak the same language.
No, they definitely don't. Bailey's all over the place, and Dara is very straightforward.
And she's just got a more chill personality. And I love Bailey. I'm just saying,
she has like a
Bailey
nervous
commenting
energy.
that towards her like co-star is a little crazy. No,
it's also like.
If they're beefing, I think they're beefing.
They're beefing.
We clearly see that they have a big confrontation, and I don't know if it's going to be next episode or like when it will be
in the teaser.
Yeah, and I do like that Dara was like, no, I want to talk to her about this, but I think that was at least the beginning of the end for them right now, and I think they're still beefing, and I'm curious to see how it plays out because I think Bailey and listen, you don't usually get one thing without the other. Bailey is so colorful and she's so fun and she's this spark plug and she's not afraid to say things, that could be seemingly off color or just self-deprecating. Self-deprecating?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. When you say something, you're like, why does that not sound
all the
right?
time?
Right.
All the time, Courtney.
News synergy? Is that news? Is that news synergy? Does that sound weird to anyone?
What did I ask you? Is maniacalness a word? And you're both of you like in sync. No.
But we said it could be if you wanted
You
it to
said, if Teresa can say whatever she wants, so can
you. The ingredients is?
Yeah.
Wait, what was I saying with the... Oh, okay. So she's got like all of that going on, Bailey, right?
Yeah,
so I think Bailey probably leans more towards the drama of stuff.
The Lindsay
and the
vibe.
tea. And yes, and like, I'm not saying that she did anything, but I'm going to tell you, she went in that room wearing one thing and came out wearing another, right? Like, and of course, there is truth to it. She did go in there wearing one thing and did come out wearing another. And I think Dara's a bit more
No,
not Paige, but like just more straightforward and not as.
Are we fighting?
And not as dramatic.
Yeah.
Like she's just more
just
like,
direct.
Right. Like that sounds funny. Like, or that, that sounds terrible that you went through that. I'm so sorry. I would be upset also. I'm going to talk to her about that.
Yeah, if the vibes are off, they're off.
Bailey would be crying. She would be upset. She would be like, I don't know how to flirt. And now I'm already, all of that. She's a little bit of a whirling.
Sustainable nervous energy.
Yes.
Like
she's like an emotional whirling dervish.
I probably relate to it. Like just like you're circling.
That's
and
right.
like where Dara's like,
See,
right,
I relate.
Bam,
I relate to
Yes.
that too, and I think I'm maybe gravitating more towards a bias towards Dara because I like how Dara operates. On a very
no, I want
direct,
to operate like Dara, but I'm
like
a Bailey through and through all day long.
kind of same, but like I'm really vibing with Dara right now.
Yeah, I want to be Dara, but I
After I'm
understand.
hearing-
But
after
you know
I'm
you're a
hearing-
Bailey.
Yeah, I know
It's
I'm a
like,
Bailey
In Sex
and
in the City, everyone's like, I want to be a Carrie, but I know I'm a Miranda.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, whatever it is.
I'm a Charlotte.
Oh, this is where we differ. I am not. So at any rate, I just think like even Bailey dipping into the comment section when Dara's saying like, no, we do have to clean up. Like, I think she meant we all have eyes. We've seen the show. We know we get there and the
Everything's
garbage
perfect.
is taken out. The
Yeah.
beds are made.
Yeah.
Like clearly she just meant on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But Bailey's like, I have to correct her because, she likes to be in the mix with the drama.
I could see her
first
like
season, though. Like,
listen,
calm
I
down a
don't
little.
know Bailey well enough. Like I have not gotten any vibe from Bailey that she is coming for anyone out of nowhere. Like I don't think
it's
that
out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I think that if they're beefing right now and maybe the season could be another and she said kind of thing and like they don't roll the tape until reunion or whatever. She might
when they
still
do that.
I know. Bailey could easily be in sort of a defense mode right now to try to show you a pattern. No, this girl lies about weird shit. Like that could be why she's saying.
Okay.
Because we don't know yet. Like I'm not saying I know anything about either of them that except for like we know them so little. But what I do know is that Dara straight up lied in this one conversation.
Maybe Bailey's perception of Dara's lying is just them not speaking the same language.
Exactly. So that could easily be it too.
And because
I'm open to everything being proven different. Literally in the next episode, we could see Bailey lose her damn mind. Like I'm ready for that. We've known her for 5 minutes.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying where the chasm exists between these two is Bailey is like a tsunami of emotions and tidal waves of feelings. And Dara is coming off across way more like a placid lake. You know what I mean? She seems like, we know there's things going on, but she's a calmer person. At least her representative is from what we've seen of her thus far.
You know what they always say about representatives, though? Sometimes they clock out and you see the real person.
Not sometimes. They always do. The representative is not a full-time position.
I'm sorry. I love you so much.
Listen, man. Well, you gotta watch the scene before you can really decide what happened here, though.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a vibe
My gut
for
is
me.
telling me Team Dara.
Of course, but you gotta. I'm telling you, I went and watched the scene like she lied.
Okay, I will go do my due diligence to the cause and rewatch.
I gotta go home and rewatch it too.
And like the thing that I think that we can all appreciate is that these two are very interesting characters, and we're looking for is like who the next staff is for this, like cast, like not staff, but like
who the next generation of this show
to
is.
see them have to like if she stays with KJ and then she becomes full time Bailey's full time, which because I think that Bailey will be full time because I just think that like they're making her enough of the storyline in every episode. And we got to talk more about Levi. We got to get Levi into the algorithm because we forgot to even talk about how Levi and what's his name, Jesse, when the spin the bottle, we never even talked about that kiss, which was so uncomfortable and so gross. And I felt like Jessie was like eating her whole face. She's like this little person, and he just like came down like it was so weird.
Like
and
she was a toe.
Yeah, and I thought like we're not even doing even we're always like, oh, she's never in any scenes. That was a moment we didn't even talk about it, so we're not doing our due diligence to be like Levi. Like we need to say it so that like to keep her in the algorithm.
So far, really like her. I'm nervous.
I'm sure, as am I. So I'm just saying when something like that happens, we need to remember to cover her. Because
there's nothing there, I don't have anything to say about
there
her
was
yet.
one
we could have
scene
at least
with her
commented on the kiss and we didn't.
There was one.
I don't even remember it. That's how nothing.
It was maybe because I hate Jessie so much.
Same. I think I blocked it out of my memory. Yeah. There was one scene with her post Bailey Ben fight where she was on the couch in the bedroom with Amanda and Sierra.
Yes.
Kind of being like, I tell her this to her face all the time. She's a bad flirter, but I love her so much. Like I'm always gonna root for her. Like that.
That was a great friend.
She's a great friend.
And when she did the hug,
like
it was like a lunge on.
It was a bear hug. It was like
she's got something. So I just want to say that every time she's in a scene, we need to cover it. Just give her the best shot that she could have.
At first, I thought she was going to be a last season Bailey.
Yeah.
I don't think that, but I just don't think they're giving her the fair chance that they've given other people in the past.
But she also doesn't
bring anything.
Yeah, if she doesn't have anything to talk about, like maybe she's God.
Yeah, I just hate that she's getting like the Emerald edit almost.
No, I know she is. So that's why I'm saying, even when she just gives stupid Jessie Solomon a kiss, we should just like take 5 seconds to say, and how gross was that kiss? Am I right?
She seems just more level-headed to me than Bailey, though.
Hold on, let's remember
1000%
that people can be a grower, not a shower.
Yeah.
And she might just be a late bloomer on this show because there was Jessie Solomon's first season, not doing anything, weren't really gelling with him. And then when he had to go back in for his check to make sure that he was still cancer free and what would Jessie Solomon do? That was at the tail end of his first season. Yeah. And then he came back the next season and now obviously he's a mainstay on the show. So like you can be a late bloomer. So we'll cover her and we will give it the time it deserves.
Just,
putting a bookmark on Levi.
We are now starting the party.
The return of Karma Brown.
I think that this theme for Kyle's birthday specifically was genius.
Yeah.
I thought everyone looked so good. They were hilarious in their costumes. The fact that West went as Mrs. Doubtfire,
which is an homage because Danielle once told him he looked like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, everyone in the comments says he looks like Robin Williams.
Yes, but I just remind me of that scene. I remember exactly where it was.
Yes. Love that he did that and he like plays into the joke. That's how you do it, kids.
Funny.
But then when Sierra came down as an old Karma Brown, I was like, just when I thought I couldn't love this woman anymore.
She is costume queen She needs to
know.
take
The jums?
the jums.
When she goes,
How
no,
does
they're
she
not
get- how do you
water,
get
they're
those?
real. I was having laugh out loud moments when they were all in their old person costumes.
Yeah.
Like,
Even Kyle looked funny. I will admit, like he
With
looked
the hair
so, with
coming
the
out of his
hair.
ears, that was good.
so good.
Yeah. I just always feel bad for these people. I
Like-
feel like it's got to be so hot and humid there, and like I feel bad that they have to
Yeah,
wear
it's
these kinds of
probably
things.
muggy.
It's like that's a whole skin body outfit that
Yeah.
she had to wear. Like that's just silicone on skin. Like, oh my God, it's
My
got to be
favorite
uncomfortable.
thing was when Lindsay was like, "Did you dye your hair because you did it 2 years ago and everyone told you looked
Yeah.
so good?" Like she
By the
is
way, he
taking.
did.
He did, and he looked really good. He's just she's taking every
shot she
every
can.
shot she
Yeah.
can take. I love it and I hate it. I haven't made my mind up as to whether I love it or hate it.
No, I think she's
I'm leaning-
incredibly bored right now,
She's
and that's
so
it. She's just
bored.
is like looking
She's
for
like,
something
I
to
just
like
pushed the
rat
baby
on.
out of me. Let me just have some fun.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
prefer, but this is just me and I don't like confrontation, if she was just like either going to take the side of, if I have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, or just like try to find some toehold with this guy where it's like,
Yeah.
listen, I know everyone said your hair looked really cute and it was great. It does. It looks nice. Yeah. Like that would
Or
just
be like compliment sandwich almost even.
yeah,
I would, yeah.
something. You know what was weird? They gave, or maybe not, because last episode was the mid-season trailer at the end, right?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking they showed when Amanda at the end of the party just starts crying again.
Yeah. And they have the girl chat of like, you
Yes.
should,
With
what
like
if
all
you
the
lose?
prosthetics falling off of
Yeah.
their face.
He should experience what it's like to lose you, I think is what Lindsay said.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
And I was like, oh, we didn't see it this episode.
No,
but
we'll
that's
see it
'cause
next.
was in
Gotta
the
be
Yeah, we'll
next
see it
season.
next.
episode. Yeah.
100%. But yeah, I thought the party was a great idea. I think everyone looked amazing.
I love how
just-
they're all they're smoking cigarettes because like old people just they're the last people still
And I
smoking
love
cigarettes.
I love the Viagra.
Yeah, or when Sierra's coming down and she's going Jesus, like because they do just start singing random Jesus tunes, you know.
I'm telling you,
And I feel like Karma Brown
Yes.
with her like
Yes.
Studio 54 days, she would look like Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
like just it was that shit was so laugh out loud funny.
Yeah.
And we end the episode with something that is so not surprising
Ugh.
because Jesse is just such a ding dong when it comes to
A ding
relationships.
dong.
Him and West are sitting there, and Jesse's like, "Yeah, but isn't this just normal couple stuff?" Or, you know, I've seen couples do worse. Who are you hanging out with that you've
Yeah.
seen? What are they decking each other at
Yeah.
the dinner table? Like,
Yeah.
this is bad, Jesse. How is this not registering with you? Go get a pedicure. Like, clock out, bro.
Yeah.
You are not helping this conversation. And Wes was just kind of like, do I also got to be worried about you, bro? Like, you don't think
You
this
said
is...
it earlier. The fact that West has to be worried and is taking action about it speaks volumes.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be up in this
This is a
mix.
apocalypse indicator that West Wilson is taking such
Yeah.
interest in relationships.
Yeah.
Even not even his.
And was so good at it.
He's so
This is
good
why
at
it's
it.
So this is why I'm starting to feel my impending frustration with him.
There were two moments that I didn't even, they were a nothing burger, but not to me. There was one moment when they were in the hot tub and he kicks his shoe after they're all being like, and West is so athletic. And he kicks his shoe at Sierra. Then when they're having the chat with Ben, Jesse, and Wes with Sierra, she throws a bread bun at him and he takes a bite out of it and then he throws it back to her.
Because they're in sync, but not enough to be in a relationship.
Don't throw your shoe at her and don't throw a bun at her. Right off. Stay away from this girl. I am done with him.
I'm mad at you, Wes. I'm mad at you. I love you so much, but I'm so mad at you. I'm so disappointed in you, West.
Yeah, even
I'm so disappointed.
Did you see KJ on Watch What Happens?
No.
He was like, they asked him first. They asked
That's
him
his
like,
homeboy, so.
I know, and they asked him like,
Ruh-roh.
"What'd you think about his apology to Sierra after in the conversation?" He goes, "Meh, could have been better." And then they said they did a poll.
I'm so proud.
Yeah.
I love KJ.
And then it said, do you think that these two are basically MFEO, or do you think that like West is not ready or whatever? And he goes, West needs to spend some time working on himself.
And here's the thing, West,
That's like he didn't even trip. He didn't even no
even
mince
stumble,
words.
nothing.
No, he was not.
Love this
and that's his
kid.
homeboy.
Yeah, and I think he even says it. He goes, "That's my brother." Right before that, and then
Yeah.
he said, "No, he needs to do some work on himself."
And honestly, I will say, and I do appreciate this part of West. If West was sitting there, he would be like,
yeah.
he's right.
But it's like maybe KJ can say that because he's West's homeboy, and now he's super close with Sierra from what we can gather. So like he's probably seeing like the relationship from both sides.
Yeah.
And we all see that West totally f***ed up, and I feel like
he's in love with her.
He's in love with her, but like I can see KJ having that same realization that Sierra had. Like, this guy sucks. I love him, but he sucks.
He's out to pound.
Yeah.
Yeah. West could not. He can be the most in love or have all the feels or all the like being sad and all those things. When he takes that into one hand and then thinks about going out to the bar this weekend and like maybe hooking up with someone, like this just wins out. And I also think just to bring it back to just like, okay, just setting these two people side by side, West is so lighthearted and what did he always say that I was like, oh God, so cheesy when he says, he'd be like, I like giggles, man. I like to get like, I think that Sierra is such a serious person. Like, I think that Sierra can for sure have fun. I'm sure you have the time of your life with Sierra. I'm
definitely
not saying
has her moments of super silly.
Totally. But she also is like, you cross her at all or like you say anything. I think that she holds you to account that second. And like, and she's like, I'm struggling to find the right word for it because I'm not trying to make it sound like she's no fun and too serious or at all bitchy or whatever. But it's like, I think that West just likes to be able to kind of roll with things and just
she's an adult and has real boundaries.
And she won't let it wait until like, I'll wait till after the party and talk about it tomorrow. I think that she will ruin the party by telling you like she not ruin the party, but she's not going to, you know how Amanda kept saying, it's his birthday tomorrow. Let's just keep it cool, everyone.
And
Sierra's
like,
never
well,
do
Sierra
that.
said it. She was like, I don't know how she puts up with it. I would never.
She goes, if
I
I'm mad at someone,
if I'm mad at somebody,
they know.
They know.
And then,
and
oh
West
my God,
goes,
I forgot about that whole thing.
And West goes, we know.
Yeah. West is not going to, that's not West's person, you know, like as a, like it should be because you should be able to, like no one's perfectly your person. No one's like, I mean, I'm sure it happens now and again, but I'm sure it's also very freaking rare.
There is a truth for peace for freedom comment that echoes that sentiment.
Oh, I haven't read. I mean, I have them, but I haven't read any of them like first because that's my thing now. Wouldn't that be hilarious if I was like, "Is this great?"
My God!
Like it was the way that I could get out everything I wanted to say without anybody like actually like having an argument about it.
Truth literally said in the comments what you just said,
and you could read it so you don't have to like stumble.
Sorry,
or
not
remember.
to.
Oh yeah. It really is all pointing to.
But
next show.
You're totally.
I'm gonna do something like
that's
that.
not her. That's not his person.
Same Starbucks order. What?
I know.
What a coincidence.
Because my order is very weird. I don't feel like
it's because it's.
If you start ordering any spelunking materials, we'll know.
Yeah.
Who hurt you, West? Who hurt you? Let me help you.
Okay, so just a consensus of
Tommy consensus.
Tommy consensus. I had something else last week, but I can't remember what it was. Anyways, okay, Ben was the real problem, not Bailey. That it's coming from Mary Ayaka, from Ningy Ding, Nishless Boomer, Oliver Thomas, and Professional Curious Person. So they think Bailey actually got vindicated this episode, and that Ben's reaction confirmed that there was something there with Amanda. I think we can all agree that there was definitely something there with Amanda.
I'm with you.
Yeah. But a lot of you also say like Bailey wasn't joking. And I think that like she wasn't joking because it was true, but it was a joke that everybody kept telling. So I kept categorizing it as a joke because it was a house joke.
No, but here's the thing that I think people are forgetting, because we're professional comedians here, is there is a thread of truth in every joke,
which is what makes the best jokes.
Right, like that is the premise of a joke.
Yeah.
So that is why, like, of course it's true.
Yeah.
That's what she built the joke off of.
Yeah.
And if you can't laugh at that joke, there's probably some truth to it that scares you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
There
that
is
you
truth
feel-
to every joke.
And then you probably feel maybe a little bit of guilt or shame or something around.
So right after that, it says that Ben got defensive because she was right, and that the cast seemed aware of the tension already.
Yeah.
So like I think
Sexual
that everybody
tension,
got weird
perhaps.
and was like, oh my God, I can't believe she told this joke, because I think the whole cast knows that something
is afoot.
is afoot, and like so they're not trying to, like, they're going out of their way to keep it real light. And I think that the way that she told it landed like a thud, and so it was just like, it just was all kinds of wrong and all
Yes,
and all of
always.
that.
And
Yeah,
she just didn't have the
anything.
confidence to pull
Yeah.
the joke. Like, you gotta have real balls to pull
And
that
you got to
joke
bring
off.
some, like, that was just the most basic bitch joke, you know,
That- yeah.
out. If you're going to make a joke about that, it just like,
It's got to be
Gotta
smart.
land.
And you
Zhuzh it
got,
up.
Bethany
Yeah.
Frankel could have landed that joke.
exactly. And it
Nene
would have sounded
Leakes
nothing like that.
could have landed that
Yeah,
joke.
exactly.
Paige.
Vanderpump
And
could have landed
then
that
I
joke.
dare you to go after Nene or Vanderpump or Bethany, and I dare you to go after them, Ben, because you will
And
not have nuts when you leave.
Paige would never
You-
make the joke because she loves Amanda, but she would land it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And then a lot of people say Bailey was still out of line. That was Miss Chevy and Katski and Rockin' Girl. Even if Bailey was correct, it still wasn't her place to say it out loud, especially about a married couple. I always do get a little defensive of the married couple. It's why I said the thing about Sierra in the beginning, like, just, you don't know what these people, like, this is the disintegration of a 10-year partnership. So I get that too.
No, I do get that also.
Yeah.
Someone said, like, it was a joke. It just wasn't hers to make,
Yeah.
which is a good point.
The next one is West isn't ready for Sierra. So that's from Summerlicious, Meteor Wine, Pat Clark, Elizabeth Caruso, and Shannon Fall. So they think West likes Sierra, but isn't emotionally ready for the kind of relationship that she wants. And just some things that were mentioned: maturity gap, fear of commitment, ego involvement, and a lot of mixed signals. And nobody just is, when you really like the girl, a mixed signal feels like murder. Like, it feels like you should be charged with
It is
murder.
death by
yeah,
1,000
Yeah.
paper cuts.
yeah.
You know, they say in the spiritual world that I come from, like, you know, when you cross over, you do this like whole life review and things all of a sudden start to make sense. Like, oh my God, that's why I never moved to that state or didn't get into
Yeah.
that college or whatever. And there are a few relationships that I am very excited to be like, oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. Keep you
Please.
posted.
Carl's finally in a better place. People are happy about that. That's Annalise Garber, Fishing Gal, and Niggy Ding. They say Carl feels calmer and more comfortable this season, especially in sobriety. Like, it is, he's settling into himself. Whether he's an entertaining person to watch, that's not the topic here. People are just saying it's probably nice to see Carl just like kind of like taking a breath, you know?
I quote Paige DeSorbo 2 times. I feel safer when Carl is in the home. And 2, Carl's in his cozies.
Oh my God, I forgot about
Carl's in his
that.
cozies.
Yeah.
And everybody cheered, Carl's in his cozies. Yeah. And he's like, the fuck?
It's just, I'm not going to say it. Forget it.
Say it.
Is
Yes! Because then everyone is like, I feel so safe when Carl's in, oh my God, now I just feel like I'm free.
That's what my girlfriends tell me. They feel safe when
Yes!
I'm in the home.
The homosexual home?
The homosexual.
Yes.
Homosexual.
See, I needed another euphonium to in.
Wait, did you see the thing that I put up? Like, what? I realized where I was saying it from was a Karen
Yes.
Walker moment. Was that the same?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so glad it just like popped up on YouTube.
I could have, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm so proud.
Nini
Yeah.
Ding is with us. She thinks Carl's gay
Thank you,
too.
Nini.
And that's one of the only things me and Nini Ding have agreed on.
But it's just like, if everyone is like, you are the absolute best. I love you so much. They all root him on. Isn't Carl the greatest? I feel safe when he's in the house. He gives the best advice. How is every woman in America not landing with him?
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, this is not a normal dude who just got sober and rents a summer house on some lake in Michigan with his friends. This is someone who lives in the public eye.
Yeah.
He's got over 100,000 Instagram followers. I don't know. He could have 1 million. I'm just saying, like, he's got I dated someone who, this is such a ridiculous thing to say, but like, he had 100,000 Instagram followers, which is not a lot at all in today's world. And women were sliding into his DMs all the time.
Yeah.
How is he not landing with one of them.
woman.
The odds are stacked in your favor. Like it's mind-boggling to me. And by the way, I don't care. And I will die, how you will die on this hill with Bailey.
Yeah.
I will die on this hill that to me, whatever your sexuality is, it is beautiful. Own it and you're free. I have no judgment. If everyone is a consenting adult,
Of course.
and this is what is and making you happy, go do it, boo. Be in a polyamorous relationship. Be gay, straight, bi, tie, him, she, they. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's all great. I want 32 flavors. I want every color in the rainbow. So for me to speculate about someone's sexuality that is not in a relationship, that hasn't been in one for a very long time, that has talked about the fact that I have had different experiences with different people. This is not me ragging on somebody.
No.
It's also not me knowing someone and outing him like other people have done, which is atrocious. You never do that. But I could sit here and say, yes, I think Lindsay Graham is gay. That doesn't mean I'm saying anything bad about him. I could say, yes, I think Carl is gay. That isn't me saying anything bad about him. And I'm not gonna take it.
No, I am saying
Sorry,
bad about Lindsey Graham because I think you're compromised and I think you're selling out your country because of it.
Lindsey Graham, Carl Radke.
But just saying, but just noting that, like, hey, I think this person I think they haven't come to terms with who they are sexually. And I actually, this isn't a political show, but I actually do think that because he has been closeted his whole life, it is why
it's
And
open
there's
season
just-
for that guy. You can tell him
there's
to do
just-
anything and he'll just go, sir, yes, sir.
No, but I just mean, like, I think it's why he is so against the community and like
Oh,
really tries
that
to
too.
do harmful
Yeah.
things. So like, at any rate, like, I know we talk about that this is not a political show. I'm just saying, like,
No, we're at war. It gets like we're all in this now, okay?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
This
really
is
matter
now
what
the
side you're on. We're
politics
all
of
in this
Summer
now.
House.
Yeah.
but I just don't think that saying a single person existing in the world that we have gotten to know over a few years, me being like, maybe he's gay and he just hasn't like come to terms with it yet, or hasn't, like, to me, it's the same thing as someone looking at me on the show being like, I don't know if this is the right thing for Courtney, and maybe she needs to. I think it's the right thing for me. I love doing this. It's
Yeah.
all I've ever wanted is for a camera to be in front of me and talk. But like, there is someone who is allowed to be out there and say, like, I don't know if this is the best thing for her and this is the best use of her time. And that could be a fair point for you. And if you're saying it in a kind way, it's not a nasty conversation to have. Do you,
I agree.
No, I totally.
There is
totally
a feminine energy about Carl that I have clocked since S1E1. S1E1.
and it's
In Lincoln bio.
okay. And that's the thing. That's really the thing. Because if everyone was just cool, like I always say,
Well-
gay, straight, bi, tie, it wouldn't be an issue. It really wouldn't.
No.
And I think people confuse his beta behavior. I think that was some of the comment sentiment. I think it's just maybe because he's a little more effeminate. Maybe he is a beta, but like he's not a like real alpha straight guy. Like,
Or he wouldn't be a real alpha gay guy.
or yeah, that too. I want the best for him, and I really do think that he is homosexual.
And by the way, just to clarify, when I say if everyone was cool with it, no one would have a problem. I don't mean that, like, because people have said in the comments, like, I don't think you guys should be talking about this. And I'm not on any level saying like, oh,
I'd be talking about what I want to be talking
people.
about.
Yeah.
Yes, but I
It's
don't
our
think,
show.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the people that have commented on that feel that like, oh, it could be dangerous for him if I say this, or like, I
And
think it's
I
almost more
respect-
from a protective place. And I think what I'm saying is like, if we just all loved one another and respected each other's
Well, you're also
choices
coming
in
from a
their
very
lives.
loving place, though.
Yes. And again, I don't think your sexuality is a choice, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if we just respected everyone's life and how they wanted to live it as everyone as consenting adults, not hurting anyone, then this would not
And
be
it's
an
being
issue to
talked
talk
about on the show in the past. So like, why can't we talk about it
That's
too?
right.
And we talked about this a few weeks ago. You asked me like, do you think it's okay?
Yes.
I remember. Yeah, I stand by that. I still do. I don't think it's harmful, especially if we're not the first people to talk about it. We're not outing him. We're not doing anything malicious. We're just clocking what
We're noticing.
we're noticing. So I just don't think. Yeah, I love Carl.
I love him too.
I love Carl. I don't
I
know how we
love
got
Carl.
here. I don't know how we got here, but
No, I would be.
I love Carl.
If I liked Vanita, which I don't, I would be pissed at Carl right now because he, that's how I get pissed at Austin, because I like these women that Austin dates, and then he just tosses them aside, and they seem to not really know what hit them. Sally's another thing, but like all the women in his past, I just, I would just get so pissed at Austin about that stuff. And the only reason I'm like fine with Carl right now is just because like I think that Vanita goes after people also for clout chasing, you know, to like have a showmance and whatever. So you haven't pissed me off yet, but keep it cool, Carl. But I don't know what you're gonna do with my little Bailey pants, my little Bailey boo. But
I don't think anything really.
Well, they do make out.
But that's, I think
I make out with my girlfriends, so.
Yeah.
I don't.
But this is what's interesting about the Vanita thing. It's like, that's another, like, oh, she lives too far. Or like, I'm just saying, it's that example you gave of one of your best friends who in high school was always just like, I just am so in love with this girl who I wasn't even there. And even I know like that is not going to be your girl.
Yeah.
And you couldn't like see the cracks in what he was trying to build because you were just like, no, because he really does have a thing for this girl. And really it's like, no, you have a thing for this girl. Like you want to kiki with her and be her best friend and like hang, not that you want to be in a romantic relationship with her. And it's giving that.
And you said it last episode. You're like, Carl doesn't necessarily have a crush on Bailey maybe or Lil or whoever. He has a crush with the idea of being in love and like,
or people liking
Right.
him.
You like
and
me?
Maybe,
yeah.
Yeah. And like maybe that pertains to men too, for all we know.
Like you talk about Colton, I don't know his last name, but he was the
On
Bachelor.
Traitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And whether you like him or you don't like him, he talks about how, because he really had an explosion of the likes that I will never forget when he gets off that show. Yes, it ends in an engagement, but he's saving himself for marriage. And then he freaks out on her. She has to get a restraining order. It is granted. Like when you don't feel free to express who you are, it will, and I'm not on any level saying that this is what Carl's doing, but I remember he said, he was like, I went into it because I thought, okay, this is my chance to like, not pray the gay away, but this is my answer. Like I'm going to be, this will make me okay. This will make me quote unquote normal. If I could just be straight. And I do think it's like every chick that is like, no, I like you and whatever. I think it's Carl's way of being like, great, because I'm going to give this a try and it's going to work with this one.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not going to work with any of them because they're not a man.
Yeah. And we talked about it. Like he definitely had substance abuse problems. And a lot of gay men, when they aren't being honest with themselves and they don't feel that they can be, they typically will turn to substance abuse as a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And not that I'm saying that that's what happened to Carl. I'm not.
Yeah, totally.
But like it's definitely a possibility that could have been something that he was using to mask whatever those feelings were that he had about himself.
Why hasn't Lindsay ever said anything?
Well, and then like the comment about like, we won't want to sleep with you.
Yeah, there's that.
Like it's just all these things just add up
like
and it's just like, it's so hard to not come back to this theory.
And I would, if I were Carl's friend, I would like, cause I remember when I was in theater school and like I joke, but it, again, like it's a joke because there's truth in it. There like half of my class came in with like promise rings and girlfriends back home. And by Christmas break, they were hooking up with some guy in the bathroom and they were like,
it was literally Glee.
Yes. Oh, I never saw Glee, but I would imagine. I lived Glee. Yeah. So, except it wasn't musical theater, but same thing.
Same thing. A woman's show.
I remember having friends and having conversations being like, listen, we're in theater school. We know, we get what's going on. Like, chances are when you're around a bunch of artists, you're in the midst of a lot of very progressive thinking people. So like nobody thought that it was a bad thing or weird or whatever. It's just like maybe they didn't feel comfortable to come out in their hometown or, you know, whatever it was. Like they didn't have the freedom to just, let me just try it out and see if I am really gay. Like maybe I'll hook up with a guy and I won't like it, right?
Like consequences, like there was no space for that.
That's exactly right. There was no space for that. And so I think that, which I do think and hope is changing, but I also remember talking to some of my friends being like, I know I don't have to say this because we all know it's cool to be whoever you are, but like, if you feel that, you know, you are gay, like nobody's gonna care. Like we all love you. It's all good. And I feel like I would have a conversation like that with Carl if I was his friend, I would just be like, listen, you haven't brought this up, but I know you've been dating a lot and that like
Nothing's stuck.
nothing. Like, yeah, like just if you want to, f around and find out, go for it.
Yeah.
It's all good. We love you.
GRINDR.
Yeah. By the way, I actually think it would be really great for you.
I agree.
Like I would just softly lay that at his
soft bar, soft launch.
That's right. I would softly lay that at his soft bar feet because. And by the way, he could turn around and be like, "Girl, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm straight as an arrow." And I would be like, "Awesome. If that's the case, you do so much gay stuff."
Yeah.
And that makes me love you even more. And like in Sex and the City, they say like, "Oh, you're a straight gay guy or a gay straight guy." Like that's so maybe.
And I feel that both him and Austin are
gay
straight guys.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. I think also like I love language and I think it is so important to name things, to talk about them. And, like before the word feminist existed, you could be like, oh no, I'm a woman that feels like this. But like there's a term for it. And then you give it a name and now it can be something that maybe helps define who you are and makes you understand who you are. And I think that in normalizing talking about things like this, it can help someone hear it and be like, oh, maybe I'm doing that. Or maybe that's something I need to look at, especially when it's done with love. It's not like we're saying like, oh, he is, and that means he's a terrible person or something absolutely ludicrous like that.
Or that he's also a Colton.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would stalk and abuse and whatever.
And by the way, Colton's apologized.
Yes.
He's, so it's just like, and I love
Just an annoying
growth.
guy on
Just
the
annoying.
regular.
Yeah, I just didn't love him on Traders.
Whether he's gay, straight, bi, tie, he's annoying.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Annoyance knows no gender or sexual orientation.
Equal opportunity annoying.
Correct. And I feel like it's just important to normalize things and talk about, like, back in the day, a woman in the workforce was this, she works, or like she's a single woman and she has a job, as opposed to being like a housewife and doing all the things that you were quote unquote supposed to be doing.
I'd like to return there. I'd like to return my rights. Where can I swap and exchange out? I'm just like old and tired.
But you know what I'm saying? Like there are people that like, no, I want to start a business. I want to do this. And now you can be a businesswoman and you can do these things. And I just think like the normalization about talking about these things like they are normal because they can, and just letting people know that it's all okay.
And it's just sad to me too, because Carl has I feel like he has all the resources at his fingertips to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes, he has a camera in front of his face 24/7, or maybe not so much in the coming months, but for the last 10 years, he's had a camera on his face. But I feel like now he's coming into his own, and I feel like he's the most himself he's been in a long time. So I feel like whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, maybe never, I don't know. But I just feel like he's not utilizing the resources that he has, especially now that he's fully sober and starting his business.
Maybe
and
he will.
Maybe he will.
It was
Maybe he
one step
will.
at a time.
But maybe the business right now is his number one priority, as it should be. He's put so much money into it. And then hopefully once it starts making a profit, and maybe he'll come back to that part of himself that he wants to work on, or maybe he doesn't feel that he needs to. I don't know.
And whenever he does, because he's a public figure, what I think is so great about this, and whether it's him or somebody else, he's not the first. If he does come out, he won't be the first person to come out later in life.
Won't
or
be the last.
And I just think that someone somewhere in the world will see that and recognize themselves in him or whomever it is.
Sure.
It might not be Carl, and just be like, "Oh my God, that's me.
It's me.
I can come out.
Yeah.
And
he
that's
did
why,
it. Oh, I can do it too.
And that's why I think it's important.
He needs to go
about.
talk to TJ. I hate TJ, but I know he's friends with the Southern hospitality people, Carl. He just needs to go talk to TJ. They don't need to hook up.
Or they can.
Or they can. But he just needs to go talk to TJ.
Yeah.
He's the gay dude on the show.
Anyway, sorry, that was my piece.
I love that. I love that.
Okay, next one. Ben and Amanda's chemistry is not subtle. That's Carrie Peacock, Niggy Ding, Nichelle Spoomer, and Oliver Thomas. And I'm just going to get through these now so we can move it along. Sorry. They say Ben and Amanda tension is visible on screen, and Bailey may have just said what everyone else is thinking. Okay, I think we're all here for that. The race conversation was important. That is Chinny Ugana, Carrie Peacock, and Rosa D. They just really appreciated the interracial dating conversation involving Sarah and KJ and thought it added an important layer to the episode. Several said it gave context they hadn't considered before. So
It
I
did
think
for
like,
me.
yeah. And I've seen it. I feel like I've now seen a million people talk about it, like bring up like that it was like an exceptional conversation. So
Because it was.
is anyone reading Pat Clark? Pat Clark got the funniest comment.
Oh, read
The
it.
robots say it's her funniest one. I'm surprised Kyle can get a boner with the amount he drinks. It takes all the blood in his body just to keep his liver alive.
That is good, Pat.
And Pat, you left such a lovely comment on one of the posts that went up. And I do this all the time where like I always am either trying to come back with something funny or something that like is worthy of what the person originally said. And I'm not going to read it because it was so nice and I just can't read those things about myself. But like it was so kind because Pat and I do totally have so many different views. And I know she has my back. Like there's just like, that's few and far between that you're just like, no, this bitch would bury me if she could, but she's like, you're all right though.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about Ninny Ding.
Yeah.
Like love you, girl.
Yeah.
Like we don't always agree.
Yeah.
But I know she has my back.
Yeah. Totally, man. I love it here.
Whereas Shannon follows my echo chamber.
Yes.
100%.
We are the same. She
Yeah.
is my truth for peace.
Yeah. And then the wildest comment went to Fishing Gal, a full theory that Lindsay might secretly be jealous of Carl's
I saw
post-breakup
that
growth
one.
and business momentum.
Oh my
this
God.
is classic comment section psychological detective work.
She has all these like bullet points of
Yeah.
like why Lindsay might be jealous.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was actually going to read that one. I don't think she's jealous. You said this in the last episode.
She's bored.
Well, you said something to the effect of like, if Lindsay said that the best sex of her life was with Carl, it's because she contributed so much
I was
to it.
great
And
that
so
night.
like,
I was really good.
I don't think Lindsay would be jealous of Carl for all that he's recently accomplished and gotten over her for or whatever. I think she'd be like, no, I did that. I opened Soft
Yeah.
Bar. I got over me. I came out or didn't come out or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
was the reason his life got better.
Yeah.
And I agree
There's
with
so
what
many
you
stories
said.
like that where you can really be like, God, this Minnie.
I know she agrees with me.
That's a triple screen.
I know. She's like, is anyone going to read my comment? There is so many, and everybody can get caught up in this. And I think it's mostly women. I talked about it with Kyle tonight, being like, you would have never even had the balls to like put this show together. And like now you're going to be making all this money. And like, I think he
about
probably feels that
Amanda?
way.
Yeah.
But I think majority of it is women going, you should have seen this idiot when I met him.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was just
Paige
listening.
did that to Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this divorce lawyer that somehow got in my feed. I'm not married, so I hope that's not a premonition. But she said,
Cleanse that.
yeah, exactly. Sage that feed. She was just like, you have no idea how many like heterosexual divorces I handle where the woman had built this man up. They met when he had nothing. And when they divorced, he was like, she doesn't deserve any of it. This is my business. I built it, not realizing like, oh, but you have the business because someone was holding down the house and raising the children.
And giving my paycheck to run Loverboy and make sure that it stayed afloat when you first started it.
Or
Yeah.
no, yes, totally.
Right? Like
yes,
that kind of
yes,
stuff.
Yes. But this was for the woman
Oh,
to the
yeah,
man.
yeah.
And just basically saying the whole like, yeah, and I threw all of the holiday parties and make sure everyone got gifts and
Kids
like,
had lunches.
yes. And also, but like also doing things for the
Yeah.
business too,
Yeah.
where it's like all of that stuff matters when you're running a business.
Well,
Like,
didn't you say like when people get married, statistically, like the woman's life expectancy and just like quality of life decreases, and then the men's
in a
increases?
heterosexual relationship with no children, when a man and woman get married, a woman takes on 7 hours of invisible work that she wasn't doing prior because she's probably doing now his laundry also. She's cleaning also for him. So there's grocery
Cooking
shopping for
for
him,
him.
cooking for him. So 7 hours of invisible work, and a woman's life expectancy shortens and a man's gets longer.
Yeah.
That's cray.
Somebody just
Lindsay's
made it a
probably
lot
privy to
simpler
that.
the other day. They just said, imagine how successful a woman could become if she had a wife at home. Yeah. Like it was just like that simple. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. Fishing
Oh my
Gal-
God. If we all had wives, this show would be on Netflix by now.
Yeah. Okay. I think maybe she's freaking out because
Oh, I closed the door. I got it.
just crack it.
Sorry.
She'll probably keep going because she'll probably go in there and then cry even more. But
Oh, there you go.
but at least we'll know we've done what we could do.
No, it's just not. Carry on.
Thank you, Fish and Gal, for that comment because it got us into a great discussion about Lindsay. Yeah. Nettie. I'm going to start off with a funny one. Why is West always topless? Every man chilling on the couch has a top on, and here we go. West always half naked. Make it stop. Ew. And Nettie, disagree with you.
I did not see that coming, but I don't know why. I should have known that. No, I know that. Like the back of my hand, I just did not. Because I just get so irritated with like how when he was like trying to hook up with Sierra, like or do whatever he was doing, canoodle with her, and I was just like, bro, look in the mirror right now.
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yeah.
Quite literally, no shirt.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you, West, but you are my boo thing. Sorry.
Listen, I get it. I love Craig Conover. He's a massive problem.
Wes
okay.
is my Craig.
Yeah, everyone has one, except that mine is gorgeous.
And you know what? I think mine's gorgeous too.
Okay. All right. Different strokes.
Yeah, you read the Carrie Peacock had a great point about the conversation that they had.
Yeah.
Fish and Gal also had a very similar comment about Wes not choosing Sierra. That's not his person. Okay, can I read can I read a truthy?
Are you high? No.
Okay.
Now we know you're really part of the team. You said no.
I know if you were just a newbie, I'd be like, well, it's if you picked one, you know.
I guess I'm a veteran now.
Yeah, like it or not, you're in. We can't survive without you.
Okay, my girl, Shannon Fall. These were just kind of like fun little comments. She said, banger of a mid-season trailer, really top-notch stuff. It had sexual tension, violence, outbursts, laughter, and young people in elderly prosthetics mid-serious conversations. What more could you ask for? The answer is nothing. She also said, honestly, kind of loved watching everyone giggle and scream during the Spin the Bottle. And I just want to say, I love this episode, and writ large, I love this whole season, because this season and this episode specifically, sans the you, Amanda, sans the fight, like all that. This season just feels like a return to
our roots.
to norm, to our roots.
Yeah.
Grace Lily, my roots, my ancestors.
Yeah.
This felt like, you know, we're
ancestors.
getting the Wesley Stripes. We're getting the Mrs. Doubtfire. We're getting the great conversations about privilege and race and just all the amazing things that this group has brought, not just to Bravo, but to the country and just the conversations that they're having.
We're also getting crushes.
We're getting crushes. We're getting makeouts.
We're getting two newbies,
again,
like newbie on newbie wars,
and we're like,
multiple ones.
Yeah, just these comments just reminded me like we should be so grateful to have what we have right now, because we may not get another season. Who knows? Within the city,
Don't talk like that.
I'm sorry.
Of Summer House?
I don't know.
It's on. This is on
I don't know.
forever.
Okay, there was also something that was like, I think Amanda, when they were all around the table, like joking of like, when they were all old, they're like, Summer House season 53.
Yeah.
I will be watching.
Yeah.
If we get it.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, if what we think is happening, which is this is us them transitioning us from like the cast of yesteryear to the cast of today, they are doing an excellent job.
Excellent
And they're
job.
kind of like, listen, this is not what's happening, but like, it feels like they've kind of phased Jesse off a little bit.
And you know what?
like,
Thank God.
So I'm just going to be grateful for it and not expect that it's an actual official phase out, because I don't believe that they're going to kick him to the curb. But I appreciate that they listened to all the comments last year and just all like the rage against him and just said, lay low. Okay. And like, listen, he could have done a better job, because we had to deal with him just the last couple episodes, him going after Sierra and whatever. But it does seem like he's just kind of, I don't know, they're not featuring him as much, you know.
And I don't miss them.
No, I don't
miss him.
I don't either. I want more new people, because
I want more new people. But do we still think, so we don't think that he would be the one to spearhead, like he wouldn't be like Wes and Jesse aren't going to be the new Kyle and Carl, do you think?
They should be. But I don't feel like Wes really, like, like Kyle and Carl were like great friends and like solid friends for like a long, and
So
they could
true.
fight, but they would still
But
come
they were
back
almost
together.
like brothers.
Yeah. But like, I don't see the true love
agree.
affair anymore.
'Cause
You
Wes-
know?
Carl had what we always talk about, which is real history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
And commitment to one another.
They're the
and-
Melissa and the
Yeah.
Teresa.
Well, they came on the show friends before the
show started.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jesse and West met on the show. And listen, Paige met Amanda and
Yeah.
Sierra on the show.
And Hannah.
Did she meet Hannah on the show?
Oh, wait. No, they were already friends. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
But
sorry.
regardless, like you can make deep, great friendships on these shows. I just think the difference
Yeah.
between a Kyle and Carl relationship and then West and Jesse is like there was history there, and those two really do
Yeah.
love each other. And I do think that Jesse annoys West just a hair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they were talking at the end of this episode, and Jesse was like, I don't think it was that bad, do you?
Wes is like, are you
Big
crazy?
Grin. And West was like, that was like a Tyson Holyfield fight that we just witnessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah, they started out really hot, but I feel like they've crashed and burned because, like you said a few episodes ago, West is always looking for a reason to kind of like embarrass Jesse or make a fool out of Jesse.
Kind of,
and
yeah,
like
just sort
you
of
said,
separate himself and be like, I'm not with him. He's
Yeah,
like the
and I
friend that
don't
you
know if,
bring
like-
that you're like, I don't know why you said that. I don't even really know him that well.
I don't know
You
if it was like both of us that said this, but like I don't think Wes would be Jesse's friend like out in the
No.
real world, like
I
not
don't
at
think
the
so
house.
either.
Like if he had to pick between a lineup, he wouldn't pick Jesse.
No way.
Yeah, I don't think, that's right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
And you know what? And I don't even love this quality about West. Like West is cool guy. So I think
Yeah.
that he it might not
And he
even, like I
knows
said, it's not
that.
even that respectable, like why he doesn't like him sometimes. But like Wessie, Jesse is such a tool to me that like I don't
Wessie.
care why West doesn't like him. Like,
West is like, he's bad for the brand.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool,
And that's where
this guy's not cool.
And
Yeah.
that's where Kyle and Wes differ because we said that Wes has strategy and Kyle does not.
Oh yeah. The reason I think that they were such good friends in that first season was just because they were
They
both
were new people, yeah.
So like they were just like having like couldn't believe their luck. They're on the
Yeah.
show now. What if like how fun, you know? And then as soon as anything got real, it just seemed like they were like. I think Jesse would hang out with West all day long if he could, but
But not the other way
no,
around.
absolutely not.
You cannot start eating these. You can't stop.
I know. I actually
your own
forgot
risk.
that they were in there. That's the
So-
only reason that those still exist.
Carrie Peacock said, do we think Carl and Bailey are weird in their own ways in a way that makes their weirdness work together? And I said, I want this to be the case, but I'm nervous. And Fishing Girl said, be cool. Don't be all uncool. I'm manifesting it and not in an Amanda from Summer House way. I thought you were going to say Amanda from Beverly Hills because she's all about manifesting.
Maybe she's mixing them up.
Maybe. Let us know. Yeah, I don't think they're going to end up together. Even if I had no questions about like, oh, could maybe Carl be something other than straight? I just feel like
They'd be besties at best.
yeah,
At best.
at best, you're right.
Like the only reason I even entertained it at all is because I was coming off of the Ben ordeal and I was like, Carl will be so nice to her.
Yes,
And like,
totally.
so that's why I was just like, and then I got even more mad at Ben because I'm like, look what you're making me do. You're
what you're
actually
doing to
making me
Chandler.
ship these two and not really, but like at least for an episode, even if it's just to like get Bailey's like confidence back on track, you know, like I'm here
Morale
for
booster.
it. Yeah. But like anything further than that, like no.
They would be besties for a day, or they would be like hire a boyfriend.
I just don't think her energy level and his energy level
They don't coincide.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ningy Ding said, please note that tonight when playing Spin the Bottle, Ben didn't want married people to play by different rules. I don't think he was hoping to kiss Kyle, ... And one of the guys said something
know.
about it similar to what Bailey said. Ben is not beating the allegations. Justice for Bailey. Ugh, I'm so sick of being right all the time, but surrounded by a million wrong mofos.
Why didn't I name the episode Justice for Bailey? Because I wanted to say you suck, Ben. It was more important to me to throw a dagger than to be smart. And I'm going to learn from that.
Ninny, we're on the same page this episode.
Because also I think that I have put suck on a couple thumbnails that the episode didn't perform the same. And I'm realizing now I think it's just a word that can be like, they could be like, is this porno?
Porn, yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I think like, that's on me, man.
Or people that really liked Ben, maybe they're like, I don't want to hear you talk about Ben sucking. I don't know. I just feel, Ningy, I have your last sentence here because I think it's important. She says, I don't hate Ben, at least not yet, but I don't understand how people could hate Bailey. And I think that's something that you're saying.
I kind of love that. Yeah, it's put the hatred away and just focus on the love.
I don't hate Bailey. I'm just
questioning.
suspicious.
No, you just like Dara, and that's fine. You don't know.
Fishing Gal said, Natalie, I agree with you
We're
about
fighting.
I agree with you about Carl. He's the only level-headed man in the house. I am so into him because he's not drama. Now everyone is out on him. Carl is loving positive attention because he just got out of a horribly abusive relationship with Lindsay that on the daily crushed his soul. Now that he is free of the binds of addiction and a bad relationship, it's his time to shine. We need to give him the opportunity to show us who he is. Let's wait and see. He hasn't been there every weekend. And I just would like to say, because Fish and Gal and I were going back and forth about this, I love Carl. I want the best for him. I want to see him thrive. I want to see him do all the things. But I am still standing in my thing about like just questioning, maybe he's not totally, like maybe he's bi.
I'm standing right there with you in stiletto pumps.
If I still don't know he falls like all the reasons that I feel like Austin is.
I was just gonna say, if you have that feeling about Austin,
so I'm fighting with myself of like why do they feel different to me, and I couldn't tell you why. So I don't know why I'm not like. It's not that I don't. It's not like I'm saying he's definitely not. I just for some reason.
You're where I am with Austin.
Yeah, Carl leans toward but Carl just seems asexual to me. Carl seems very damaged to me from a life of things but he could also have all those things could have happened because he was hiding, running from who he was.
Yeah.
So like I am so open to that. I just if to be honest about like what I look at him and I get the vibe from Austin that like. He would like a blowjob. I get up from someone else who he could also give one
whoever.
to. Yeah, or from whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, TJ.
But Carl just I can't explain it. It's there's more to it than there is with
It's definitely more
Austin.
layered than with Austin.
Yeah, it's just more layered.
Because
and so
I
like
think
I'm
also
just
because of the addiction level.
Well, wait, something just occurred to me. I remember how maybe not close, but how much Carl really looked up to his older brother, Curtis. And maybe they just were coming, this is all speculation. Maybe they came from a household where like, you got to be a man, like his
brother was in the army, which is very
correct. And his brother was like, I think either married or at least, I know his brother had a kid. So like maybe Carl just felt that like he wouldn't be doing his brother a service after his passing by being his honest self. Maybe he feels like he needs to be the man in his family, and he can't do that if he's honest about who he is.
There is something I think to be said about kids who lose
a sibling.
But like, listen, and because you're gonna be like, well, this is what Austin did. But I think with boys,
oh my God, I just made that connection.
Yeah, because like you
shit,
aren't
that's
going
crazy.
to be. Oh, my mom already lost one son. Now she has to find out that
The other is gay.
He might think he doesn't even have a son, and it might be
we don't know
something
what their
like
parents'
that.
beliefs
Correct.
are,
Correct.
relationship with.
I
the
love
gay
Shannon.
community.
I'd like to think she'd be cool, but who knows?
Me too.
No.
And I love Austin's mom also. I think she's...
Oh no, she's super cool. Austin is just a selfish asshole.
Yeah, he's just a Peter Pan.
Yeah, that was just like looking for just a bunch of bullshit to me. It's
I genuinely think
can't
Carl
stand
wants
Austin.
to find his person.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know how to go about being with that person.
I don't know if he'd be any more comfortable being gay than he is.
Correct.
That's I think what it is.
Yeah.
See, I think he would.
He would thrive being gay.
See,
He's in
agreed.
survival mode right now, but I think he would thrive.
That's right. Give him his Mackenzie Childs teapot.
That was an indicator right there.
Girl. Okay. Michael Wooden said, still can't stand sweet, 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 innocent Bailey. I'm sorry. I can't wait to see how she acts the rest of the season. And I want all voices to be heard. Nishless Boomer said, yeah, I'm back to Bailey's side after this episode. And the attraction Ben has for Amanda is visible. It's the first time we've seen her as the hot girl, and I'm here for it. Nishless, so am I.
I actually had that thought today. I'm really loving, like, for me, Amanda, the first couple seasons, didn't pay too much attention to her. And then as they started to get more invested in the show and like their relationship started to like grow and evolve, I started to become like, okay, she's not that bad. I think it really was the 2 years ago when she like brought up like, maybe I want to start a bikini company. That's when I feel like my like ticker for Amanda went off and I was like, oh, okay, this girl's like, she's cool. Like
that's when she grabbed her balls and decided to be her own person.
Yeah.
That's when she got interesting. Like she was lovely. She was a great friend.
She was lovely, but she wasn't.
Support. She was so kind and sweet.
Yeah,
but
that's all she was.
Yeah, like I didn't really care what. I wasn't going. Can't wait to see what happens to Amanda next week.
Because we know what it's gonna happen. She's gonna get mad at Kyle. She's gonna throw a fit, and then they're gonna make up. Like that has just been the cyclical.
They're gonna go in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's been just like their canon event every season. That last, it was 2 seasons ago, was really what I was like. Oh,
you're a real life girl.
You're a real life girl. I'm like, I love that you want to start a bikini company. You always wear the cutest bikinis. Like that makes so much sense for you.
Although I don't think her bikini line looks like what she wears. They're much more. There's much more coverage, which is fine.
Which
but
maybe that was just the collaboration aspect of it.
Yeah,
I think you push her like maybe it's baby steps. Maybe it was a big deal for her to even do this. Amanda, you could design your own bikinis. You don't need to collaborate. I don't think.
She needs the funding.
Well, do you know
Ask your dad. Your dad seems like down to. He's probably so excited that she's about to be away from this dude.
Yeah.
You know Frankie's bikinis? Do you guys know? Yeah. That started over Instagram. Like this girl, Francesca from Malibu, started her own bikini company just by people being like, hey, can you make me this, this, and this?
Wasn't she also a model though?
She was a model, of course, and she's wealthy, but
she had a following.
She had a following, and
she wasn't like
Amanda has I think Amanda has like 1 million something followers. I feel like she could easily go out on her own and make her own thing.
Yeah.
But I like that she started with what she started with. I think it's called South Moon Under. Like I like that she started that route.
Me too. I thought it was super smart.
It's super smart. She just kind of learned the biz, learn the ropes, and then she can take on Kyle's work hard attitude and make a brand.
Totally. It's only the guys that ever seem to be investing anything. Like hit those fools up to invest in your business. Yeah. Like hit Paige up. She's making a bajillion dollars now.
You just took the words out of my mouth. I was like, I would love an Amanda Batula ex Daphne.
Dude, Amanda's friends are way richer than Kyle's friends are.
100%.
Yeah, those bitches got dough.
Good for them.
Hannah Burner, dough.
Richer than Kyle.
Yeah, and how funny would I think that's how you guys get back together and get the you to Kyle is that I'm leaving, and also Hannah is investing $100,000
in my bikini line, and Hannah would do it just to piss Kyle off.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Meteor Wine said, for West and Sierra, there is just too much water under the bridge and way too much of a maturity gap. Sierra will never fully trust him, and he just isn't enough for her. It's over. And I responded, I feel like you just broke my favorite toy in front of me. And Mike replied, I'm not ready to believe this, even though I know it's true. And Meteor then goes on to say, me either. Like, I want this also, but guys, we have to face reality, and I don't wanna. No, I'm like Kyle. I don't wanna. Okay. Palava Girl said, listen, show pimps. Yeah, I'm trying to get that to go viral. Barely 3/4 into part 1, but I am crying with how much you're verbalizing my emotions and feels on this episode. Last one, and the last one too. Bloody hell, this is good. I'm like, yeah, Cork, that's right, Nat. Mike's nailing it. Ooh, mental orgasm. And sorry if that's crude. Mwah, chef's kiss. Not crude. Love it. Love you. Thank you.
I mean, show pimps and orgasms. What more could you want?
I mean, so good. Okay. Annalise Garber said, my take on Carl is that being sober is hard, especially when your job is to drink. And I think the first few years he was figuring out his sobriety and how to be sober at Summer House. And I think he finally understands how to act and feels comfortable. I think this is why we like him more this season, because he seems way more comfortable in his sobriety and it's enjoyable to watch. I completely agree. I think we all agree. We just want to see him now take this to the next level, because there has been, Carl's just had a lot to deal with. And so it can look like Arrested Development when it's not. I think,
I want to crack the onion that is Carl.
Yes, 100%. Or not Arrested Development, maybe, but or a failure to launch thing, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, Summerlicious said, Sierra has done the work on herself. As much as my inner teenage girl wants to see Sierra and Wes together, he's not there yet. And I need to see real effort from him, and I haven't seen it yet. I mean, we all know it, but I don't want to know it.
I'm in a river in Egypt.
I'm so ready to know it. West is fine on his own. Sierra's great on her own. Like, let's just love them on their own and like let them be, you know?
I'm so
they're
tired
not
of being
better
single.
together. They're
I want
better solo.
at least my characters to not be single.
Amen.
I think that's
Amen.
it. It's projection disclaimer. If I was in a great, happy, committed relationship, everyone could be single. I don't care. I'm just so love starved.
I know.
Rapacious and love starved, I believe is the quote from Sleepless in Seattle. But I'm not rapacious.
Okay.
Any final notes?
Before I close it out, I'm just reading one before I close it with truth. Chinna Ugana says, I love the little PSA about racial dynamics in reality TV and social commentary. Yay about KJ and Mia's input as well as Sierra. Didn't love the little implication that Lexi was the ringleader on the hate train for Sierra, even though it started way before Lexi joined the cast. I still think two things can be true. Lexi is young, naive, and trusted Jesse's ass and new to reality TV press, and she deserves grace, but she also exaggerated stories. When someone said people have been on Sierra's choices, when someone said people have been on Sierra's choices of men before West, my bubble popped. And I was like, yeah, some of these yahoos are racist comments, but some of us just want Sierra to have better standards. Luke, Austin, West being her roster with the potential of Jesse, with how gorgeous and intelligent she is, it's still weird to me. When Jesse and Levi made out and she was on the floor, girl, get up. I thought that was hilarious. I died when she was like, when she was on the floor, girl, get up. Like, that's exactly how I felt. And it's why I couldn't believe that we forgot that part, because it wasn't just like this weird makeout. It was like, there's another thing about that scene too. Shannon Fall says that I think that she maybe zoomed in and read the thing. When Amanda said, okay, West and Sierra,
their names weren't even on
their names weren't on the thing.
Oh my God, I saw that.
Listen, and so and I forgot about that because what I meant to say
go back and watch that too.
What I meant to say from that is, you know what? I don't even blame you guys for wanting these two together. If her own best friend is still like knows all the bullshit and has seen 10,000 times more than we have, and she still is like, no, just let them make
kiss.
out. Yeah, like then I can't blame you guys either. Like,
I feel like I've dated an idiot or two, and I'm like, oh, we made out again, and you're like, that's great. Get married.
No, it's true. That's true. I know it's so. We've talked about this before that I am so different of what I expect of my friends and like what I. Like, I'm just like, oh, dude, who cares? I'm never that way when I watch these shows. And I think it's because they're not, I mean, listen, I get that they're humans, but like to me, they are TV characters. So I can be like, no, here's the standard. And like, they'll never hear what I'm saying. And so I want my standard to be like, what I want for them is what I wish that I could enforce with my friends because it is the right thing. And maybe if we all did have like a no bullshit policy in our own lives, we would be far better off. Who knows?
It's Tyra Banks.
Yeah.
We rooted for you. We were all rooting for you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not real life. So like in real life, I do not hold these kinds of like standards to my friends at all. I'm like, do whatever you want. Who cares?
Well, we also have just been with these people for 10 years.
Yeah.
I've developed such a sick parasocial relationship with these people. Like Paige said, Lindsay Hubbard raised me.
Yeah.
Lindsay Hubbard raised me.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, maybe that's why I'm a little sick in the head, but I forgot about Luke.
But she put the kibosh with Luke real quick.
I know, but like
not
I forget
that
she's on the show because of Luke.
Oh, yes. I forgot that
brought
she's
her
on
in
the show.
they were
they were hooking up.
But she didn't get crushed by him.
I didn't think I'd ever thank Luke for anything, but I totally
thank
forgot
you, Luke.
about that.
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah,
I forget about him completely.
Basket.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm the horn.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
I just love being.
I'm Woo.
Yeah. Okay.
Closing it out with Truth for Peace for Freedom.
That was the best one yet.
I felt like I was just in the Talented Mr. Ripley when they're like at the jazz
I feel
band.
like I was at Mr. Sheffield's house.
Yeah, I just wanted to go a little rogue with it.
I wanted to start going.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And
Joe could start
hands.
scatting.
And just hands.
When Lindsay was negotiating,
That was the comment that I wanted to read.
you better not.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why she cut you off.
When Lindsay was negotiating with her Uber driver, I'll give you 5 stars if you give me 5 stars. It reminded me of a Black Mirror episode. Can you imagine if this was the future? What if we had to score each other for every social interaction we had each day? What a dystopian nightmare. Tell me about it. Shout out to Carrie Peacock regarding her comment about dark humor. I too am a fan, Carrie. You are my people. Amanda and Kyle are reminding me so much of the end of Jessica Simpson and Nick's marriage on The Newlyweds. The dialogue is so similar. Do you remember when Nick was like, hey babe, how do I look? And Jessica responded, Nick, I don't care. God. Remember that? Because she wouldn't say the word God. So she said, God. Because remember she was all churchy? And then remember, oh my God, I've totally forgotten that her dad came out.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
I heard
Maybe if people were talking about it and it's all cool, who cares?
I heard recently she was in the studio.
Well, she's going through a divorce, so
cooking
maybe
things up.
Also,
Gotta make that money.
That's my girl.
thank God the times have changed. Think about how crazy it is that we all knew that she was a virgin when she got married because you were allowed to ask women questions like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then remember, everyone was asking Britney Spears about her virgin. Like, you're not asking Justin Timberlake. Ask him about his virginity.
No, and then
Ask
he
him
like outed her.
Yeah.
Like, he's so gross.
Ugh.
Every Friday night, I get about 3 hours all to myself in the house. So I started off blaring Du Hast by Rammstein. It awakens something in me. It's in that video that Till Lindemann looks like my grandpa. Good looking guy. If you squint your eyes and use your imagination, he also looks like he could be Anthony Kiedis' brother. Kyle cracked me up this episode when KJ mentioned vibe check so casually. The wheels in my head were spinning just like in Kyle's head. I think we were both thinking, add this to the roster. Words really speak like a virus, don't they? I've been in deep contemplation as of lately if I will cut loose the term faded for wavy baby if I ever have to communicate for someone that I drink too much. I love that.
Wavy baby.
Yes.
That's so cute.
That is adorable.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. My 2 little nieces, I'm sorry, there are some Gen Z terms that I refuse to say. I know, me too, but sometimes they slip out.
6, 7.
Oh my God, that is the
that
worst
one I
one.
can't say. And I can't do fit check either, but I can do some like Riz.
Yeah, that's Mike's favorite one.
It.
My 2 little nieces tell me bussin' is where it's at, but it doesn't sound very cool to me. It doesn't sound like a term. I'm sorry. It sounds like a term for riding the school bus. Dorky. And I did a vibe check on the word shipping, and that also didn't pass the sniff test. Will you guys please do me a favor? Will you use the term no cap at least once during an upcoming show just for shits and giggles? The one that I'm obsessed with that I keep saying is on God.
On God. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's no cap?
Like cap or no cap. Like some people will be like, are you capping me right now? Like, are you almost like, are you kidding me? Are you bullshitting me?
Or
like,
are you like
or
bragging?
What's
or
It's
if you're
like,
like, I just met Craig, or I just met
Like no cap. I just
no
met Craig.
cap. I just met Carl Radke.
What is the origin? No cap.
I don't.
capitalization.
I truly just feel like it was a TikTok, maybe a TikTok video that kind of went viral. Someone saying
You know what's
that.
sad is that this is Mike and Travis and our friend Obi did a whole Potter on Deck show on all of these. And that is now like 2 years ago. So like these are not new anymore, but like I'm just figuring out how to use them. And I don't even, I don't want to use them, but like it's taken me that long to figure out like, what does this
cap,
mean?
no cap died.
Yeah.
And then it's coming back.
Resurrection already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I stopped hearing it for a little while.
Yeah.
I have like a little cousin who's like he's like 15 and he started saying it to me recently. I was like, are we saying that again? He's like, yeah, I'm not capping you right now.
My nephew will like try to be like, Cork, so they're like shipping these people. Do you know what shipping means? I'm like, I do, Gianni.
I said it earlier, but when I say those words, I'm saying them like ironically. Like I know that this is not my generation's words, and like I hope that lands with everyone. Like I'm not trying to like.
I'm
use them.
zillennial, so if I'm with my millennials, I'm not. If I'm with my Gen Zs,
Yeah, no, you're
I'm
a
definitely
green light go for you.
I'm code switching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say whatever you want.
Yeah, it's our show. We can say whatever we want.
Seems like the type of guy who will only tell one woman in his life that he loves her. Guys like this do exist. Maybe that's why he's so scared to get deep. He'll only give his heart out once. I'll give an insight into my experience with a similar situation. My sister was having a barbecue and I met this very quiet, mysterious guy there. I was definitely intrigued by him, but I wasn't picking up any vibes that he was interested in me. The next day he called me to ask if I would like to play some beach volleyball with him and his friends. He got my number from my sister. I definitely was excited that he called me, but I still didn't know if he was interested or if they just needed one extra person to play for it to be equal. So we played multiple games and then everyone jumped into the lake. Finally, he asked me if I would like to go to dinner with him that night. He would pick me up in 3 hours. I still remember what I wore, a little purple summer dress. So he picked me up and we went to dinner. Afterwards, we decided to walk around downtown. It started to rain, which he was really excited about. He absolutely loves the rain. So we just held hands and walked in the mist. When it started pouring, we hid under a canopy, kissing for the first time. This was the start to our hot and steamy summer romance. I was smitten. Have you guys already read this?
No,
I haven't
I'm
read
dying.
this yet.
I
Okay.
read the first sentence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have.
It's my favorite
like I
book.
said, I don't read your comments first anymore. I let loose. I let them
Isn't
go.
this a
and hear.
movie of something? Is this a
please
Ryan Gosling
continue.
movie?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the break. He told me about everyone in his large family, and I told him about everyone in my crazy family. We both had fathers who were too rough with us, which created lingering anger. We would go outside around 3 a.m. with a blanket and a bottle of wine to watch a meteor shower and convince ourselves that we saw multiple UFOs. Tin Hatter. From the get, always has been. He would listen to all my crazy conspiracy theories and make it seem that not only do my ideas have legs, but I also wasn't insane. You do that for me, Truth. We would go caving to the lake to skip stones. That's where he showed me how to make a sundial with just a stick. He introduced me to music I had never heard before. He would work all day long and then come to my place to cook me dinner. Oh my God, this is a love story.
Chivalry is not dead.
We would have bonfires with just the two of us, and he taught me how to make balls of fire with a newspaper that would fly up in the sky. I watched him play soccer with his league. We would talk on the phone during the day, even though we were both at work. He would tell me he wanted more of me, even though we were together 7 days a week. He was there for me for any favor I would ask of him. And then when we had a little too much to drink, we would sing Pink Floyd songs to each other. I was in love with him. I told my sister I was going to have his baby one day. At the end of the summer, I told him that I loved him, something so out of character for me. I don't like feeling vulnerable in situations like these. My hard outer shell was so prominent that I developed a reputation for being an ice princess heartbreaker. There is evidence of this in a couple of songs written for me about how much of an asshole I was. In reality, I was just scared of getting hurt. So the time I actually handed my heart over to someone, he said nothing in return. Nothing. It wasn't long after this that I ended things with him. I left a note for him on his desk at his restaurant telling him I found someone else. I just wanted to get out of the situation where he had all the power and I had none. This is why I do everything in my life. So for about 3 years, we were apart. He always asked my sister how I was doing. One day out of the blue, he contacted me because my sister told him I was going through a hard time. So we went for a hike in the woods and then to a bar for a beer. I told him I would never feel like that again for anyone, how I felt for him 3 years ago during that summer. I was definitely going to protect my heart this time around. It wasn't long after that date that he finally told me that he loves me. He had never told anyone those words before. What a tough nut to crack. We've been together ever since.
No! I am living for this.
I just got the chills.
I did not see that coming.
I just got the
did
chills.
not see that coming.
I just got the chills.
Chills. Oh my
Holy
truth for peace for freedom.
That's our love story. Not that anyone asked. I'm just going through a difficult time right now, and this was therapeutic to write out. So anyway, I think it can work in the long run for Wes and Sierra. Love is complicated, and there are many twists and turns. As long as nothing unforgivable is said or done, there is no reason why two people can't get back together after a breakup. Well, you've blown my whole shit out of the water. Okay, fine, you two crazy kids.
That might be the best truth for peace for freedom
ever.
comment ever.
We need to frame that.
I can't believe I just witnessed that.
And this is why I don't read them beforehand anymore, because like I'm selfish and I just want to experience
Me,
these.
can I read a truth for peace for freedom comment?
No.
And now you know why.
And now I know why.
Because Natalie likes to read her own work.
I will never ask again.
But truth, you've done it. I'm speechless.
What
If
do
you have
do
100
for
fans-
a living? Truth, like this is so ridiculous.
If you have 100 fans, I'm one of them. If you have 10, I'm one of them. If you have none, it means I'm dead.
Yes. Yes. That is a novel that needs to be written. That
I feel like
is
that's a screenplay somewhere waiting to happen.
performance piece that needs to
because there's no good endings anymore. This is everybody will leave the theater being like greatest movie I ever saw and exactly how I wanted it to end.
See, this is why I still believe truth.
But do you think West is your husband though? I just want to know.
Maybe he comes back in 3 years.
It's not her husband. Actually, it's her
Do
partner.
we
She's a long-termie like me.
Can I say something about that comment? So,
No.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Yes, you can
So-
always talk about the comments.
But I
you
can't
just
read
can't
them.
read them. You'll get there one day.
Okay.
Sometimes.
See, I'm like a West. I'm a boy.
No, that's
We're
true.
stupid.
You're so stupid.
You.
Something happened to West. He's either said this to somebody before,
Yeah.
and maybe he's been the truth in this situation, or he is unfortunately what we think he is, and just so emotionally unavailable
And horned up.
and horned up.
yeah.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about this. I said this doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like you don't get opportunities like this. It's like back to back to back. Because I mean, even Dara, like they were together for like a chunk of time that like could have easily, you know.
And again, if you would have Googled a couple months ago who is Wes Wilson's girlfriend, it came up as Mia on Southern Hospitality.
yeah.
Every beautiful girl he's
I
had.
didn't know that.
This is also a point for Dara because if she was
Yes.
loony, he wouldn't have brought her on the show.
No.
And
Yeah.
also a point for her to realize, like, oh, this is going nowhere fast. He's not capable of this.
Yeah.
It's not personal to me. I like him. I will figure out a way for us to also just have a lovely
Yeah.
friendship. I think that speaks a lot to her maturity and
Yeah.
ability to communicate.
Agreed.
But I would love for what you just read to happen for West and Sierra. I really would. Do we think that they're capable of it? That only time will tell.
TBD.
TBD.
He needs to go completely away from her. He can't.
Well, it sounds
all
like in
of
Truth's
this-
situation, her
He went
partner
away.
Went away.
No, her. That's the thing.
That's-
That's what I'm
yes.
saying. As long as Wes and Sierra are still kicking around in each other's lives, it's like you got to go away. You have to let this woman breathe, and
And
then
he has to feel
Yeah.
the absence of her in
Like she
his
is
life.
gone.
Yes.
Completely.
But oh my God, actually the advice that Lindsay's giving to Amanda saying he needs to feel what life is like without
Yeah.
you. Like
To lose
Wes
you.
needs to feel what life is like without
Sierra.
Sierra.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow,
You guys, you can't change who you love. You can't decide
No.
who you love.
no.
You just love who you love.
Yeah.
And they're a weird pair, but
But they're not.
they're not.
it.
But they're
I
not. They
get
just
it.
make sense.
I so get
They
it.
make sense.
I am right now, my head is the emoji that's my
The
brain is
mind blown?
exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so good.
That was so good.
Truth, you can't do that to
I
me.
bet Mike
No,
is
Truth, you can
gonna
do
be
that to me.
So bummed he missed this. I might read it again.
You should.
Holy
Record
shit.
it.
Mike,
Yeah.
it might be
Reading it
too
to
emotional
Mark.
and tired. Maybe
Oh,
maybe
Mike would be full sob.
maybe
right now,
he
'cause
needs
Mike
that.
is a
He needs
real
the
baby about
catharsis
this
maybe.
stuff.
Wow.
Wow.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Type and tell a friend.
And I'm pretty sure we'll do the Southern Charm reunion per usual. It could be a few hours late because we're gonna have to do it on Wednesday night, like kind of late. So like it just depends on how quickly I can turn that out, but it should be up the next day. And then I think that we are going to skip Southern Hospitality this week. So we'll catch up with it. We'll do a double episode or whatever of it next week. But also next week is weird because I will be out of town Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and those are literally all the days that we work. Our Sunday, Mondays, or Sundays and Tuesdays usually. So
Wait, you're
So-
going to be out on the 29th?
yeah. So yeah, I'll more about next week, but like this is our last Southern Charm this week. Obviously Summer House is the same, but I think the Valley starts next week. So we have to figure out
Oh shit.
how to do that.
Party of Schwartz, we are so back.
I know I can't wait to let him know that he can thank us.
Well, sorry, you broke us, Truth. I
Broke.
literally don't even know how to end the show. I'm just like, well, I
but
guess I
that-
live here
that
now.
You know that
truth
Gwyneth
and
Paltrow-
finding out that the Valley is back next week. Like these are two things that I'm like,
Okay, like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend. We love you.
yeah. Oh my God. I'm so, I might even try to shove this in before. Mary Ayeka, Fishing Gal, and I think Carrie Peacock. And I feel like there was another one. Like are over on Spotify, just letting them rip, just playing
So
them in the
sweet.
background. They
Love.
after they come and watch a full thing on YouTube.
Wait, I haven't even done
Fishing
that
Gal's
yet.
on everything. I'm
Sorry.
telling you, Fishing Gal will be on Patreon. She's on Spotify. We're DMing left and right.
Okay, I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Yeah, just throw it on.
Yeah,
just
that's
throw
what
it
I do,
on.
and I
Yeah.
just turn the volume down because
Yeah.
I've heard it.
I
Yeah, no,
rewatch.
totally.
I rewatch our episodes like multiple times sometimes just to
good.
get the
That.
views up.
So
and
do I. 900,000 times.
We're
since I
at
edited
three.
that.
We're at 3K.
Yeah, oh my God, we did it,
Thank you for
guys.
3K.
Hey,
I
thank
know.
you. Next up, 5,000.
Yeah.
10 bajillion.
S1 E1 shirts on the way.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.